Hey everyone, and welcome inside the Etihad Arena. We are back in the jewel of the UAE for UFC 294. It's official. We have renewed the partnership for another 5 years. So we'll be back in Abu Dhabi annually as a staple for our UFC calendar. The cards here consistently deliver. Well, in about 10 minutes, our athletes will be hitting that official scale for our UFC 294 weigh-ins. We are creeping closer to Saturday night's incredible card right here in Abu Dhabi. We cannot wait for all of the action. A super fight headlines UFC 294. Welcome inside the Etihad Arena. Hey everyone, I'm Megan O'Leary. This is my first weigh-in show, so we'll see what happens. I am joined alongside Paul Felder, who may or may not be retired, UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier, and of course welterweight contender Bilal Muhammad. Guys, thanks for being here with me.
What in the actual?
Tell me.
Megan's like too good. I mean, what are you doing? What in the actual? Like, I mean, did you hear that? Welcome into the Etihad Arena. We're back for UFC 294. I was like, you didn't flubber. Yeah, I mean, what is the weigh-in show? You can't be so good.
Flubber?
Like, what
Thank you
in
so
the
much.
actual are we doing here?
You know, because we
Gotta
do all
watch
these
your
big
mouth.
pay-per-views, and for some reason, this is the most nervous I've ever been. This weigh-in
You
show.
should not be.
It's
There's a lot
definitely
of
the
pressure.
loosest show that you're going to
Bilal
work.
cusses
Thank
a
God.
lot on this show.
I figured.
I'm
Well,
the
he was
only guy
partying
here
all
wearing a
night.
collar shirt here. So
Bilal
know.
cuss and he
You look
drinks a
sharp.
lot of beer.
Well, listen, guys, obviously we're all excited for UFC 294, and I am being told by our producers that we have at least 8 fighters ready to weigh in, including both of our athletes atop the marquee. We've got Islam, we've got Volk, and Kamaru Usman already. Obviously, Kamaru and Alex took these fights on short notice, but they are fighting up. So, I mean, Daniel, when you take this on 12 days notice, like you're Alexander Volkanovski, but you are coming down from 181. You got to make
Yeah, I mean,
155.
he was huge. The fact that he was 180 pounds whenever he took this fight tells you how big this guy is fighting at 145. And it really lends to the point that you thought he would be smaller than Islam, but in the octagon, he looked the same size. But to be on weight speaks to the professional that Alexander Volkanovski is, because that is still 25 pounds in 12 days that he got off. And all week, he's looked pretty fresh. And then Kamaru Usman the same way. But he's going up, and he's not a big, heavy guy for 170 pounds or 185. So, yeah, very impressed by these guys making weight. But also impressed by Islam Makhachev. For so long, that's kind of been the story, right? He struggles with the weight. Dude's on weight already.
yeah, I'm excited to see Islam early on the scale, right? Because that's everybody's always question. And for Volk to even get to 180, I'm like, bro, you're still playing rugby on the weekends on your off days? Like, come on. But his energy all week was so good, right? He didn't look like he was cutting weight. He was happy. He's here for a good time. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the cardio holds up in this fight, right? Because when you have 12 days, you've got to just, I figure you hit 3 or 4 days as hard as you possibly can to get the weight down manageable, and then you just kind of see what happens. And he's made it pretty clear, right?
Yeah.
That he's hunting for a first-round KO. He's been, on everything that he's been talking about, he's looking for a big knockout. Sorry.
So I had an
a little tired,
opportunity.
guys.
I had an
me
opportunity
get my
to
sunglasses
speak
on.
to Alexander Volkanovski from my YouTube channel, which drops today. But
Low-key plug.
quick plug early into the show.
Low-key
But you know,
plug.
one of the things he told me.
I used to have
was,
a YouTube show.
What? One of the
Didn't
things
get
he
the numbers
told
that we needed.
One thing that Volkanovski
Maybe
told
if I wore
me.
sunglasses on that show,
You do
it'd
look
be
Yeah,
better.
you would.
You look
or if
very
your hair
Well, I
was just a
look
little
cool
redder.
shit
It looks
on
like
it.
he's getting darker. But what he did tell me was this. He said that he figured Islam would try to get on the scale early because Islam has made a big deal about having 10 more hours to recover. He said if 34 ain't enough, what's 44 going to help you? Or if 24 ain't enough, he said if it's that important to be on the scale early to get more recovery time, that's a problem. This guy Volkanovski is a high-level thinker before the fight and when he's inside the octagon.
Nothing really seems to rattle him. He, of course, is in our main event. But let's take a look at this entire UFC 294 card, starting with our ESPN Plus prelims. All right, guys, Shara Bullet. We talked to him yesterday. His coach said he might actually be 70-0 since he's kicking off this card. We have a couple of great matchups here as well. Jubilee is actually fighting, and he won Road to the Octagon, so this is going to be really interesting to see him compete here with a huge crowd. Obviously wants to represent his country of India well. Our featured prelim, I love this one in the flyweight division, Tim Elliott, an OG of the game, taking on Muhammad Mukayev. These are some great fights. Remember, the only place you can watch them is ESPN Plus, but now ESPN YouTube as well. Let's take a look at our pay-per-view portion of the night. We get started in the bantamweight division, and then we see some familiar names: Warley Alves, Johnny Walker, Magomed Ankalaev, who is really looking to prove that he should be the next contender in this division after that fight, of course, in December with Jan Blachowicz. Kamaru Usman, just a G, stepping in against Khamzat Chimaev. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. The rematch that we have all been waiting for. It came together in less than 2 weeks, but man, are we excited for it. But all right, guys, let's welcome in the captain of our ship, probably the best broadcaster in all of sports, Jon Anik. I believe you are at the host hotel. You're getting ready for these official weigh-ins. Thanks for joining us.
MJ, great to be with you. I am absolutely dripping. And since we're doing gratuitous plugs off the top, DC, how about Bilal Muhammad rocking the Young LA today? Fresh to death, Bilal.
Look at this guy.
Hey, John, I'm glad you noticed right here. I'm the only one up here looking good. and Megan, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. Yeah, now she comes in for one show.
My
Thank
bad.
you. No, John, I want to talk about this main event. Obviously, you were there in Perth for the first one. But what can you say about these two? Not just Alexander Volkanovski stepping up, obviously, to say, I will help save this fight and be in this main event. I want the fight back with Islam. But also for Islam to say yes when he had a very close fight against Alex just a few months ago.
This is the fight that both of these men wanted in the worst way. Don't get it twisted. If Islam Makhachev had a wish list as to opponents he could face, top of the list is Alexander Volkanovski, because he wants to sort of redirect this narrative that I believe in part is a false narrative, suggesting that their first fight was close. DC and I have talked a lot about this week. I thought Islam Makhachev won the first 4 rounds. That being said, I do think there's more room for improvement in the rematch for Alexander Volkanovski. Of course, he doesn't have the benefit of a full training camp, but you're wise, Megan, to point out that both sides deserve credit for this main event coming together. And for Volk, he's going to realize financial gains that he would not have realized for 6 or 8 months. So money's definitely a part of it as well.
Absolutely. They are prize fighters, and he wants that prize, which includes also that 155-pound world title, which would make him a double champion. But, John, let's talk about the former welterweight champion, Kamaru Usman, coming in, stepping in to fight Khamzat Chimaev, who hasn't competed in a year. I guess this is a twofold question for you. Number one, do you think we see him at 185 for good after this? And what type of fight does he need to bring to Khamzat?
It's a great question. I do think it's going to be primarily a striking affair. We'll see if Kamaru tries to go to the wrestling, but I don't think that is going to be priority number one for him. I do think it's not out of the realm of possibility that eventually Kamaru Usman goes back to the welterweight waters, but he felt like this was a fight that eventually was going to materialize. Now, perhaps it's suboptimal that it's happening at 185 pounds instead of welterweight. Perhaps it's suboptimal that he doesn't have a training camp in front of it. But I think the magnitude of this Khamzat Chimaev challenge is such that I think this could work out swimmingly for Kamaru Usman. You don't have to spend 6 or 8 weeks perseverating over the guy. You don't have to cut the weight. You just go in there and just try to get the better of him on the feet and see what happens over 15 and not 25 minutes.
Great points. He's no stranger, obviously, to coming to Abu Dhabi on just a couple of days' notice. But Jon Anik's vocabulary, obviously,
I know. It's
just
ridiculous.
Did you hear that word?
tremendous.
What
yeah.
word?
Perseverating.
Perseverated.
SAT.
I don't even know what
That was something else he said, too.
Right.
Like, what?
But you mentioned Khamzat. Let's talk about this. We haven't seen him compete in over a year. What are your expectations for the type of bores that we see this time around? Guys, the dude's scary. I mean, simply said.
He was on the treadmill next to me this morning, and I was absolutely frightened, right? I tried to go a little bit faster. My tits are shaking. It was a disaster. This dude fought 3 times in 68 days when he first signed with the UFC. He's had 3 fights in the 3 years since. As such, the fan appetite to see this man is absolutely absurd. Certainly inside the octagon, you can argue he's never been in a boring minute, but outside the octagon, there's just something undeniably compelling about just his aura. I think he has championship mettle. I do think he is a future UFC middleweight champion, and everything just feels bigger when he is involved. He only had a couple kilos to go, so I expect Khamzat Chimaev. He was staying actually off site. He's here now. I expect him to be one of the first athletes on the scale, so we'll see.
Well, we are so ready for these weigh-ins. Jon, as always, you are the best. Thank you so much for your time and energy. And get that Street Fighter shirt from the Anik Florian podcast.
That is
Thank you
that.
all for the kind words. Y'all are too
That
kind.
is a sick
Appreciate
shirt.
It is. It
Select
is.
your fighter.
I guess
Wow.
ours is in the mail. So
No.
Is that Wolverine or Florian on the shirt, though?
I know, he looked
I
good
know.
on there, didn't
we'll
he?
have to get some of those. All right, DC, you just heard him talk about this main event a little bit, but you obviously know Islam really well in terms of mentality. Sometimes we talk about the pressure of going in your opponent's backyard, but there's also pressure about fighting at home. I mean, if you're Islam, is there more to lose here?
You know, there's a lot to lose in any situation when it comes to Makhachev. just because of the way that he has dominated the competition for as long as he's been here. He owns the longest win streak in the UFC. No one has been more consistent. Since Khabib left, the only guy that even stands alongside him is Alexander Volkanovski in terms of how much they fight, in terms of the way that they win. So it's always pressure. But when you fight a guy like Volk and the way that he fought him, and like John said, so many believe that Islam won the fight. But because he's so dominant, he gets judged a little differently. So every time he walks to the octagon, there's a world of pressure on him, but he loves it. And he intends to go out this time and show that there is separation between him and Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, and that's what I love about him wanting this fight, right? And wanting to go and show everybody, all right, listen, that last time was a little closer than I'd like it to have been. He wants to go out there and make a huge statement, get a big finish. And you know what? I think that we didn't talk too much about, I'm getting cut off.
This is Volkanovski 2, and we begin the official weigh-in with one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built.
World
the
champion.
Undisputed UFC featherweight champion, moving up to compete for the lightweight gold, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
He's setting the tone here.
Just the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. I mean, I think that this guy is legitimately the definition of pound-for-pound. His style is great at 145. He's great at 155. And for a guy that weighed 180 pounds a week ago, look at him smiling.
154.5, the official weight for Alexander Volkanovski.
154.5.
26 down in 12 days. I mean,
Wow.
And he doesn't look terrible.
No, he
Generally,
doesn't look terrible.
when you cut that much weight in a short period of time, you look so drawn out.
All right, next fighter
He still
to the
looks pretty
stage,
fresh.
the other man around whom the card was built, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev.
This is who I really think should be the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. I don't know why DC's
You're being a bit biased, bro.
Right now. I think the rematch honestly favors him because you got to feel for Volk's strength. Let's hit this way real quick.
155, the official weight for the champ, Islam Makhachev.
Championship weight right now. He looks
And with
good.
that,
he doesn't
your
look
UFC
Way better than
down.
normal.
Yeah, he wasn't
But you are,
great.
Bilal, you are right. They said that the fight was billed as the pound-for-pound #1, and then Islam won, and they made him tied.
Yeah.
Right,
Now
so
you
it
beat
could
him
be
twice.
either way.
Yeah, you beat
Yeah,
him twice now.
no
There's-
question.
There's nothing, no question at all.
Well, John Jones is back #1. They just put him back at #1.
But if Islam beats Volk twice and he gets a finish here, I think.
I don't understand.
Yeah, this is the first time we're going to see Kamaru Usman up at middleweight. Took this fight on obviously 12 days, I think is what they said. Or was, yeah, but looks good, man. I like him at this weight class. Going in there healthy, doesn't have to worry about that weight cut. He's a big welterweight, strong guy. Going in there, he's going to be fresh. I think he's going to be able to use that stand-up. I think he's going to have a little bit more speed than we've seen him at, having not depleted himself.
184.5, the official weight for Kamaru
I mean, and let's be honest,
Usman.
Kamaru doesn't ever look bad on the scale. He could be at 205 and he'd look
But
good
he
on
still
the scale.
cuts some weight.
He cut some weight. But the former champion is upset at the idea that he isn't still the
All
guy
right, next
that
man
he
up
is.
is one of the best light heavyweights in the world, the 7th ranked contender competing live on pay-per-view, Johnny Walker.
I'm Johnny Walker. I'm a fight of Brazil and Ireland. And DC, what do you think? The biggest light heavyweight. How do I do 93 kilos, 205? I'm 245, 250 in off. What do you think about that?
How much does the hair weigh?
He's looking like Jimmy Butler.
I love his hair. Oh,
205,
remember
the
that?
official weight
Oh,
for
Jimmy
Johnny
Butler
Walker.
was tripping.
He really
Johnny-
does his emo photo day.
Jimmy.
Johnny Walker, like you said, fighting out of Brazil and Ireland. That's his home. But I was
All right,
so
next
impressed
fighter
with
to
him,
the scale,
DC, in
the
our
man
fighter
many of
meeting.
you
Yeah, he
have
was
come to
awesome.
see
But I
still
mean, that
undefeated,
hair,
the number
Bilal, he
4
did look like Jimmy
ranked
Butler.
That could have been your Halloween costume.
How Jimmy Butler
that you
gonna
did
show
it
up to
for.
picture day like that, man? That was crazy.
All right, well, Hamzat obviously had some trouble with the scale at 170, but hopefully we don't have any of those issues here at middleweight.
I mean, this dude is intensity personified in
I
everything.
thought they were
he
going to announce his weight just then, but apparently not. Let's see.
does. He does look different, though.
What are we doing with the scale?
Can we call a spade a spade?
185 and a
He
half,
looks
the
great.
official weight
I think he
for
looks
Hamzat
great, but he's not as
Chimaev.
defined. Right, he's a rip. He was
But
usually like
listen,
so ripped, but he looks
successfully making
heavier.
weight is the
yes,
deal.
he
Live
looks a
on
little. You
pay-per-view
can
in the
tell
middleweight
he's up.
division, Ikram
Yeah.
Usman still
Aliskerov.
kind of looks the same.
Undefeated 12-0.
he's
We'll
up.
see if that can continue against the former champion, Kamaru Usman.
I'm excited
All
to
right,
see this guy
Skara.
right here, Ikram. his debut in the UFC, finishing a guy like Phil Hawes. His only loss is to Hamza, and that was a war. They went back and forth the whole time in that fight. People forget about how good that fight was before the finish. Let's see what.
186 for Ikram Aliskerov.
But how does he beat Phil Hawes the way he beat him? That was great.
incredible.
Melted.
And
That was the greatest UFC debut I've ever seen.
Wow.
And that's why they try to hype him up right away, give him like a Costa.
Bro, he
I was
had
like,
Paulo Costa.
I think he would have finished him too.
Hey, this guy right here, Warley Alves, has been around for a long time. He's so fired up about this opportunity this weekend. He said that Aliskerov's never seen someone with the will that he's going to put on display this weekend. He said he's going to have to do more damage than he's ever done.
185 and a half.
Never bad when you're walking around with Pedro Hizo walking around with you.
Pedro
Ready to go, too.
Bro,
What
did
a
you see how
legend.
big Pedro Hizo's hands are? I'm like, that's a heavyweight.
Also the kindest man, but God, it's Pedro.
He's so nice, but he would beat the crap out of you.
For those watching,
Top them late, there he
in
is.
just a few minutes, Alexander Volkanovski will be joining us for an interview.
Said Nurmagomedov, tremendous athlete. You watch this kid train, and his ability not only in the stand-up, but in the wrestling, but to be a guy that comes from Dagestan, trains in the same type of way, but possesses that type of striking skill.
136, the official weight for Said Nurmagomedov.
136 for Said is very impressive, but the well-rounded game that he has, unbelievable. In his height, he's so tall for 136 pounds, 35
In
pounds.
the featherweight division, please
They're all just
welcome
so
Muhammad Naimov.
Yes.
Muhammad Naimov in an unbelievable fight. You know, we talk about fight of the night opportunities, and this is definitely one of those showcases to be getting in there with somebody like Nathaniel Wood up at featherweight, who's just looked fantastic. Obviously, finally down at 145 where he belongs, and is just absolutely going to go out there and put on a showcase. And talked about that last fight, how it was on short notice, but his father, I think, was saying, you just got to go out there and street fight. What would you do if it was just a street fight and you had to go and defend yourself? And just go and do it. Got the job done.
And a bonus.
And a bonus to start things off.
That makes you want to get it more and more. Hey, now when you look at Victor Henry, we're talking about a guy that in his second UFC appearance, he fought against a Sun Sao, right? So this kid...
136, the official weight for Victor
136 for Henry. He comes back and beats Tony Gravely. He has had a very high level of competition very early in his career. That is why he is so confident going into this fight.
Lightweight prelim, Trevor Peak.
My name is Trevor Peak. I'm fighting out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, by way of Pisgah, Alabama. At the end of UFC 294, the world will know my name, and they will know that I do belong here.
That accent is everything.
It is.
It really is. And for Trevor Peak, let's see what his weight is.
155 and a half, the official weight
I mean,
for
when he fought
Trevor
in Florda,
Peak.
that was a far trip for him. He took a plane, and he was like, "Oh, it took me, about a day to adjust." So
Wait,
he
he's
has loved.
from Tennessee.
He has loved. Yeah, he had a little bit of
next athlete
vertigo
to the
after
stage,
that
Oh,
fight.
yeah, I remember that.
But
Strawweight
I
division,
asked, and he
Jin Fry.
very much is enjoying the trip here and being in Abu Dhabi. So all good things.
All good things. Jin Yu Fry is a bit of a weird situation for me. She is very talented, but she has not been able to find sustained success. But she continues to get opportunities. So someone recognizes
116, the official weight
116,
for
the talent of Jin Yu Fry. But now she's up against it. And in most instances, a high-level athlete will show the best version of themselves. Let's see how Jin Yu Fry does under these circumstances.
Featured prelim live on ESPN Plus in the flyweight division, the 10th ranked contender, Tim Elliott.
What's up, guys? UFC flyweight Tim Elliott here. Tune in this Saturday, UFC 294. Ready to get me some food after these weigh-ins. Hungry.
You know, and we talked to Tim Elliott this week, too. I brought up that he had won 4 of his last 5, and he even corrected me. He's like, I think I won 5 of my last 5, and I'm on a
the
massive
official weight
win
for
streak.
Tim Elliott.
126 for the veteran Tim Elliott, ranked number 10. Awesome fight. Really thinks
next
this
fighter
matchup is going
to
to
the
work in
scale,
his
weighing
favor
in as a
because
backup for
he can use his
lightweight
unorthodox
championship main
wrestling,
event.
he uses
Please welcome
unorthodox
Mateusz
striking
Gamrot.
against somebody that's a little bit more, classic wrestler, get in your face. What's up, DC?
Dude, this is a weird situation, Gamrot.
Yeah.
The
I saw him
backup
at breakfast
fighter.
this morning.
The backup,
He's the backup fighter, but when the guy went out, he didn't get the title fight. How does that work? Someone explain it to me.
155, the
Because
official
they
makes
need
weight
somebody
for
to be the
Mateusz
backup
Gamrot.
fighter in case the other backup fighter
But
doesn't
dude,
back up.
so no, this guy was the backup fighter. He should move into the spot.
He's third
Then
string.
you put somebody else. I don't get it. Understand? Somebody's got to be smarter.
He had a
than me
big
in
old
this
plate at
situation.
the breakfast buffet this morning. He was bringing to his room. But now joining us is the featherweight champion who looks to become a double champ come Saturday night, Alexander Volkanovski. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that obviously this is 10 pounds up from your normal weight class. However, still had a bit of weight to cut. First one on the scale this morning. How did this week's kind of weight cut and everything go for you as you prepare for Saturday night?
It went well, actually. I did have to cut a fair bit. Obviously, when I got told, I was reasonably heavy, but I don't know, man, my body just knew what was up, flipped the switch, and the weight just fell off. My body got in shape pretty quick, and here we are, fit and ready.
Hey, champ, it's Paul here. I just want to know, when you get that fight, right, you get that call, and you've got to kind of go, all right, what are we going to do? What were those first couple of days like for you and the team to kind of scramble, get everything together? How did that all work out for you?
Well, I've thought about this fight plenty, so I sort of knew what I had to do, and that, like, I've been in my head sort of knowing what I'd do next and things I could have done, because I was lucky enough to have already experienced this fight. So it was just pretty much literally work on those things specifically, and obviously just still put myself in them hard, do them hard rounds, right, and be able to deal with a bit of fatigue and that, put myself in a fight simulator and see how I deal with it. And I was pretty comfortable and happy with how I dealt with it from the first day. So again, my body just flipped the switch, and literally the day before we left, or the day of that we left, I was out of there. But mate, that was my last hard fight simulator, and I absolutely smashed it. And I was very happy with that last hard session, and I've been feeling great all week.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love watching. Any of the footage you've put up of you and the team going through it, the pads to the wrestling, all that. I love watching you do all that. And your fight IQ, Alex, is one of the things that I think stands out to most people. When you talk to us about how you took those things that you felt were mistakes or things that you need to work on more, and have been working on them throughout this training camp, even as short as it was. These are things that you've just brought into your camp to move forward after that Islam fight. What are some of those things that really benefited you? Like, okay, I made a mistake here and I was able to work on this. Just explain to the people how you kind of always do that after fights, that you like to go back and watch yourself and pick up things that you did right, maybe things you did wrong, and then apply that to your training.
Yeah, man. Well, that's it. You learn so much from every fight. I learn so much from my wins. There's some great things that I do, and there's still mistakes that I do in fights that I win. And then obviously in losses and close fights, there's plenty to learn from that. There was so much that happened in that fight, so much to learn. It's more than just techniques. It's about the little fine details. Why he wasn't successful, why I was successful, why I wasn't successful here. There's these little battles that we were having, and mate, and we're talking millimeters. I did something very minute, but it was a difference to give me that upper hand in that exchange. And then just understanding them details, and then going through them details in the session. You know what I mean? It just gives you it's like when you're playing chess so much, it's like your next move is just, you just do it. You just know. It's muscle memory now. The understanding you get just from really bringing all that into your training camp, or not even into just training in general. It only makes you better and a more complete fighter.
Champ, you are a high-level thinker. So you told me the other day when we spoke that even in your training, when you weren't fighting Makhachev, you would think about something he did and you would allow it to work on it in practice when you were in between training camps. How much do you think that will help you in the fight this weekend against Islam this time, where you never really let him get too far from your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Obviously, where I'm always going to be doing, as I say, out of camp, I'm trying to evolve. And you're still doing a lot of war work, you're still doing a lot of grappling and a lot of wrestling. And a lot of the times, a lot of these things are going to go back to that. There's going to be things that I do, and you're going to see me do a lot. And then when you're going to go back to that fight, this is what I did here, and this is what I could have done from this situation. You know what I mean? And you just play on. There was that many techniques and scrambles that we did in that fight. So you could literally do techniques from that fight for years, and it'll be enough techniques. So much happened, and that's credit to his ability to counter my counters, and then obviously credit to me countering his counters, and so on. So yeah, again, pretty incredible. But you only get better from fights like that.
Champ, you had to cut some weight even though you're up. The other day you said something about the extra hours to recover. What does that look like for you now? And how excited are you now that you've made the weight to have more time to put the weight back on before you go into the octagon?
Mate, I don't like to put on too much weight, to be honest. Even when I'm fighting at featherweight, I'm usually telling my dietitians, I'm like, look, there's a couple of drinks I don't want because I bloat too much. Not bloat, but I put on too much weight, and I move best when I'm that little bit lighter. I think being, I don't think carrying that weight is that important. I back into my strength and my skills. So even though I am reasonably heavy in the featherweight division, I'm telling you, I could definitely get a few kilos heavier if I wanted, but I won't be as sharp. I won't be as mobile if I'm like that. And I'm just as strong, than a few kilos lighter anyway. So maybe in the lightweight, maybe now, I'll probably let a kilo or two up. But again, I want to be reasonably light. Pretty much what I've been training through with the last couple of weeks, because I'm used to that weight, and that'll be more than enough for me. But I mean, look, the normal times that we usually have is more than enough. I just can't wait to get back in there. As soon as tonight, I'm going to be ready to fight. You know what I mean? Like it's game time. This extra time probably going to be more annoying, if anything. I just want to get in there now.
Champ, question: after if it does inevitably happen of you getting a victory this weekend, are you still looking at Topuria in January, or are you thinking like, I'm going to sit back and just defend the belt at lightweight?
Man, it's a difficult one. Everyone knows I want to keep both divisions busy. I know the UFC aren't a big fan of that. A lot of people think that can't be done, and obviously a lot can happen. You get an injury, now you're holding up two divisions. You know what I mean? So look, I get that. So these are conversations that we're definitely going to have with the UFC. I do want to back it up. I've proved time and time again that I can keep the divisions busy. I've made it pretty clear that I think from before July, I think it's Zombie. I've fought every featherweight and lightweight fight. I've turned up to fight. I did everyone except for one, but I was still there, which was last year in Abu Dhabi, making weight. So I've showed you that I was here to turn up for every fight in both divisions. So I definitely can do it. It's just we're going to have that conversation. Obviously, that fight does excite me, but I got obviously a big test ahead of me this week, tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that.
Volk, before we let you go, obviously last fight was in Australia, your backyard, and he's talked a lot about fighting here on his territory, but you're not a stranger to fighting in Abu Dhabi, so how has it been? Do you feel like you've been embraced a little bit? Do you feel like you are, maybe the bad guy on the grounds here? What's the vibe been like?
No, I don't think so. Like, I was surprised, even open workouts, I was surprised how much cheers we got, and I had a bit of a section there yesterday at the press conference, but I wasn't really expecting that, so shout out to those. But man, it doesn't matter to me. As I've said, I've been, fighting favourites for a long time, and I've been booed plenty of times. I've done nothing wrong and been booed, so you can imagine how that feels, that I've still turned out to put on the best performances I can have. Fighting in someone's territory doesn't mean nothing. I go in the octagon, we're both in the octagon, and that's that. It does mean much more when you get to give something to cheer about, but when you're in there, you've got a man in front of you that you need to worry about. Man, like I said, you can boo me or you can cheer for me. I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to turn up every single time.
Just a consummate professional champ. Don't worry, Daniel Cormier is literally throwing the championship belt on the ground now. We will let you rehydrate. We cannot wait to see you compete in this rematch, Volk. As always, thank you for your time, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
See you at ceremonial.
See you tomorrow. See you
All
then.
right, we have got some more fighters hitting the scale. I believe Bruno Silva is up next. And guys, he's fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. I was really impressed with the timeline of his fight career. He started training in 2009, and then 3 months later, he had his first fight. Which, let's see what his weight is here. I feel like they're throwing me off with the scale.
Yeah.
186, the official weight for
186,
Bruno
listen,
Silva.
Brazilian, but a former M1 champion.
It's one of those times. This is one of those places where they're just like doing too much with the scale. If it breaks, stop. You're on the way.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, what are we doing here? Like, you got Megan waiting. Like, we're all waiting.
Is this where the tailgate happened with DC or was that America?
Hamza got away with one over here.
Okay, when Cedricus Dumas fought over the summer, Daniel, I know how impressed we both were with what he was able to do. He talked a lot about working on his wrestling.
186, the official weight for Cedricus
Dumas. Certainly showed off. And he trains in Florida, but he will drive 4 hours to go to Orlando to make sure he gets in rounds with guys like Phil Rowe.
All right, next
and
fighter to the stage,
different looks, not just at his home gym in Pensacola, where he was a little bit sheltered for a while. He said, I've got to get these high-level rounds, so he's not a stranger to driving around Florida.
I'm excited for these Bash brothers. Javid and his brother Fareed, man. Both of these guys are undefeated. They're getting better every single fight. When I go to the PI every single time, I see these guys.
136, the official weight for Javid Basharat.
These guys are drilling. These guys are young fighters that are just doing simple things. Him and his brother. Oh, let's hit pads with each other. Let's work on a single leg. And I was like, that's what you guys are doing right now? You guys are working on a single leg? Oh, that's what we like to do every single day, is something different.
All right, we've got several fighters left to weigh in, but our main and co-main have successfully made weight. Magomed Ankalaev obviously is fighting Johnny Walker. That's a big one for their division. We will see if the winner of that one is next in line for the belt. But just a couple of guys left to hit the scales. Well, let's talk about this main event. In terms of the rematch, obviously we all knew we wanted to see one, but Paul, for this one, you know, what are the gaps that Volk has to close? It was very close in the first one. He was unable to get his hand raised. He's been chomping at the bit to get back in there. But how does he make those adjustments? And how does he make those adjustments on 12 days?
Well, I mean, you've got to trust that you've done the work in the training that you've been doing before you got the call for that fight, right? Volk talks about his fight IQ and how he likes to go back and watch all of his fights before and pick the little details that he did right, the little details that he did wrong. So you got to hope that you drilled those things enough, and you've got to go out there and you've got to just let it rip, to be honest with you. And the things that he's really got to be careful of is he did get taken down at parts of that fight, and he was controlled for long periods of that fight. He cannot let Islam do that, especially in this rematch. If Islam gets a hold of him and is able to control him on the ground, he's not going to let him go this time. He's going to really do everything in his power to look for submissions, I think be more aggressive. And on the feet, he's got to be a little bit more careful about getting rocked. I know he's got to go in there and try to look for the KO, but Islam showed really good kickboxing in that first fight as well.
You know, obviously, Daniel, all of you guys have had rematches in your careers. I mean, you even fought Edson in a rematch here, right, Paul? Yeah. So, Daniel, if you don't get your hand raised and you're coming into a rematch with the guy who has defeated you once before, I mean, what's the mindset?
It's crazy. He becomes your everything. And I believe that that is one factor that may play to Volkanovski's benefit, because he doesn't have the time to be obsessed with Makhachev. Because I remember in the rematches with Jones and Stipe, it's all you thought about.
Yeah.
Like every single day, you were overtaken by the thoughts of how can I get it done. Volkanovski doesn't have time. He had 12 days. 12 days, so his mind's still fresh. He was still on a bit of a rest mode. Then he goes, I'm fighting the guy that I need to beat. So I think that is going to play a big part. But you're motivated because you're the guy that needs to do something different. The guy that won can point back to the successes that he had, whereas you're judging yourself a little more harsh because you didn't get the job done. I think this is going to help Volkanovski, the short amount of time he has to live Islam Makhachev, because that's what it becomes.
But I think the rematch, Islam, you know, he felt the strength, right? I think he went into the first fight underestimating Volk's wrestling, his grappling. So now after feeling it, and all right, you're a little ball of muscle.
Yeah.
So now I know what adjustments to make in the wrestling. Volk, you're like, you know, I had success in the wrestling. I had some success in the striking. So it's like you're coming in with confidence. But for Islam, the adjustments are more on his end. Now, all right, now I'm just going to do upper body takedowns. Now I'm going to do single legs from here, and I'm not going to give you those little inches that I gave you the first fight.
But, Bully, like, think about when you fought Vicente the second time. Like, imagine if you did it on short time. It would have been, because how much did he consume your world because he won the fight in the way that he did? It's like, you can't think of nothing else. So to release yourself of that, I think it could play to your benefit. But I do know that talking to Islam this time opposed to last time, he's much more aware of the challenge. Because the first time he'd laugh at Volkanovski's wrestling. Now he knows.
Yeah, and just like seeing Habib and them this week, like they're working on little things, little details. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that in the first fight. They're making those adjustments. And like you said, when I'm thinking about my fight with Luque, 24/7, I'm thinking about it. But I got like knocked out that fight, right? It wasn't the same thing. And I'm like, is it going to happen again? Is it going to happen again? And for Islam or Volk, it's like, is Volk going to get up again? Maybe this time when Islam takes his back, is Volk going to have the confidence to just joke around and laugh around, right? Or is this time going to get under your chin this time and be meaner with everything else?
Right. Well, here's a question, though. This is a rematch, but this isn't Volk's division, right? Like, it would be great for him to go up and become a double champion and then start competing at 55. But does it make a difference that he can go back to 45 and he still has the title? There's still challenges for him. I mean, we often see these rematches when you're both in the same division, and then it's like, oh, well, we can't fight them again. But does it make a difference that this isn't necessarily his home?
Well, I think it gives him a little bit of, okay, I'm trying to prove that I'm one of the greatest ever, right? I can go out there and fight the bigger guy. But when you are one of the greatest ever, like him and Islam are, you're really trying to prove where you sit on that pound-for-pound list. So I think it does matter to him, right? It eats at him, just like it would eat at Islam and any of these guys that are at that level where you want to be the baddest dude. You want to be at the top of that pound-for-pound list. Volk's fighting for more than just being the champ of his division. He's been dominant at 45 for so long. Now it's new challenges for him.
You know what the craziest thing about for Volkanovski is the fact that people believe that he's okay, right? You lose, you still go back and become you're still the champion. Even Islam said that. Alexander Volkanovski doesn't think like that. Because even though, Meg, you made that point where you say you can't fight the guy a third time if you lose twice, that matters to him.
Sure.
Because he really wants to be the lightweight champion. Even if he's the featherweight champion, he will feel like he missed something. That belt is not enough for Alexander Volkanovski anymore. While he will defend it with all of himself, he needs more because greatness doesn't settle. And he's one of those guys that is great on a different level.
And both guys, you could tell that pound-for-pound number one means a lot to them. Islam calling out John Jones about the Chael Sonnen thing. I was like, bro, that was like 8 years ago. But like, he wants
I know, where did that come from?
These guys are angry about it. Like, all these guys have the ego. They all want to be
wronged.
The best ever, right?
Islam felt wronged whenever they made Volk still number one pound for pound.
That was Habib's thing, right? Habib's like, please just give me the number one pound for pound.
When he retired, he goes, give me that as I'm done.
Yeah.
Make me number one pound for pound because it matters.
But that's what sets them all apart, right? From other competitors and even maybe other champions is that their desire to not settle and to have greatness not just in their division, but in multiple divisions. And then on the pound for pound list.
Dude, when I went back to Fox at the time and I had won that second belt and I saw myself as number one pound for pound, I literally almost started crying. It just meant that much. But you don't know it means that much until you see it. And it becomes like a real possibility. I'm telling you, these guys love that. And when you've lived in a place where you've seen myself at that point, Khabib there, Kane at one point was in the top 3. Those guys strive to sit atop that pound-for-pound rank. It means something.
It certainly does. Well, obviously, really the main and co-main here are some of the most well-rounded athletes in the entire division or in the entire sport. You can make an argument that, you know, this card, those are 4 guys that really deserve to be on that pound-for-pound rankings list. But I want to talk about the most well-rounded fighters in the UFC today. Not overall. Paul, I know you've compiled a beautiful list for us. I know you're really excited to share it with us, so please, do the honors.
I'm just sure that it's going to get chewed apart by DC as soon as I start speaking, but let's see how this goes.
I'm going to cheat and look at yours.
Okay. Obviously, I've got Volkanovski on there. I think he's one of the most well-rounded. Now, and it doesn't, I think this list is tricky, right? Because it doesn't mean you're...
This guy's list is bad.
This
guy's list is bad.
No, it's not bad. John Jones is on my list. Dustin
Mm-hmm.
Poirier, I think, is one of the more well-rounded fighters. See, I knew there's Bilal already shaking his head.
Wow.
Shavkat Rakhmonov, I think, is one of the most well-rounded fighters. And Arman Sarukian, I brought up a new blood into that because I think he's to just showcase the next generation of how all these guys nowadays coming up, they're so good everywhere. What are you laughing at?
Well, first off, you put Dustin. I mean, Dustin.
You're just mad that you're not on my list.
Well, I should be on everybody's well-rounded list for the rest of my life.
It's today. It's
Doesn't
not of all
matter.
time.
I don't care how long I retire. Put me on the list.
Okay. All right, Bilal, go ahead.
I mean, I got a real list. I don't know what.
Wow.
I got Islam.
He probably got his friends on the list.
No, these are real. Look at
probably like Jamal Hill or somebody. I'm not even looking at his list.
Jamal Hill is on my list.
Oh my God.
How's he not?
I've never seen Jamal wrestle in his entire UFC career.
Do you mean because he plays basketball as well?
Against Glover Teixeira, his last fight was amazing.
Okay.
You guys slept on his jiu-jitsu, and look what he did to Glover Teixeira. He's a champ. Don't sleep on him, all right?
All right. I love Jamal.
Islam, most well-rounded fighter, I think, in the UFC right now. John Jones. DC knows how well-rounded he is.
Wow. Burn. Oh, my goodness.
Low blow.
Oh, Bilal, you chose violence this morning. Pick a fight then.
He chose violence. I need some more espressos up there.
Volkanovski, obviously, good everywhere. And Jamal Hill, I put him on there because people underestimated his jiu-jitsu after the Paul Craig loss, right? So he came back in that Glover Teixeira fight, and he showed you, I have everything. You know, that was just a one-time thing against
Our
Paul
list
Craig.
is so similar, and yet you were just staring
Yeah.
at me like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm putting guys that are like on the pound-for-pound list. You brought in Armand because he called you out.
Megan,
Okay.
can I
He's
go
well
Megan?
rounded.
I
He's
wish they would let
well-rounded.
me go first because I think you might be the only smart person that will put some of the similar people on their list.
Well, I think they're telling me I have to go next.
All
I'm
right,
really
go ahead.
sorry, but we'll see. All right. Well, obviously, I'm putting Alexander Volkanovski. He's number 1 on my list. I'm sorry about it. John Jones, number 2. I think we're all in agreement those two deserve to be on the list no matter what. Brandon Moreno, incredible boxing, great grappler. So Brandon Moreno's on there, and you know I had to put a flyweight on my list.
Yeah.
Come on, hello.
Okay,
Charles
okay.
Oliveira.
That's a great list.
Yeah, he's
That's
good.
a great list.
We talked about last night in the car how hard he hits. Obviously, we know how incredible he is when it comes to the grappling. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Whatever. And then I'm putting RDA on there.
RDA.
Yeah.
Dude, y'all
RDA,
tripping,
black
man.
belt,
It's the only way he was
incredible
able to beat me.
power.
He's well-rounded.
What can he do?
Understand it.
Multiple weight classes. I'm
I
sorry.
don't get this.
Then
bro.
you fought 2 of the people on her list.
This is
Wow.
so crazy. This is so crazy.
Yeah, a judge
well,
has
yeah, Chris Lee. Thanks, Chris Lee. Chris Lee.
One
I
judge.
sent you that Christmas present. I
All
hope
right,
you got
you ready
it.
for
I
a
need
real
to know,
list?
well, I mean, were you not impressed or?
No,
I thought it was pretty
Oh,
good.
wow.
You want my real list?
Let's hear
Because
it.
here, hey, listen. I'm
I
a
love
guy.
how you're just holding the belt.
I'm gonna say
already.
this. I'm a guy that's not like against women. So I got Zhang Wei
that's
Li
good
up
to
there.
hear.
I got Zhang Wei Li. I'm the only person that put a woman
That's
on the
true.
list.
That's
Zhang
not-
Wei
that's
Li
true.
is an amazing fighter, one of the most well-rounded fighters, regardless of gender.
Can we
so,
lower third Daniel Cormier not against
Not
So let me just say
against
this.
women.
So look, hey ladies, I'm holding
Oh,
it down
now-
for
now
you.
you reversed
Hey
it. Now
ladies,
you just
I'm holding
blown
it down out here. And then I got Alexander Volkanovski, John Jones, Kamaru Usman, but these guys screwed me. I had Islam at number 1, but they always mess with my stuff. Hey, have we been saying his name wrong the whole time? Is his name Islam or Islam? Because you're saying lamb.
That's how I say it, but
How
I think
you say it?
I think Islam.
So I've been saying his name wrong all these years?
We've
No,
been
I
saying
think-
a lot of names wrong for a long time.
I mean, you're Bilal,
Hey,
but people call
but
you
did you
Bilal.
hear?
Yeah.
And I'm one of. I still am trying to fix that.
But dude,
I'm
do you
not
guys
saying your
did
name
you
wrong.
guys see me put Zhang Wei Li up there?
I did.
That was nice, huh?
Not a
and Zhang
woman
Wei
hater,
Li
Daniel
is
Cormier.
I love how proud you are of
unbelievably-
yourself,
Okay.
though.
All right, guys, we have another fighter about to hit the scale.
Oh.
And since Daniel Cormier
In the
doesn't hate
strawweight division,
females, we're going to bring
Victoria
a woman out to win.
Oh, y'all got me.
Victoria Dudakova, she is undefeated, 7-0. She is a 5-1 favorite
Yeah.
in this one. Early on in the night, okay, so
elbows.
she fought earlier this summer. She fought in July and made her debut. Her opponent was injured within, I believe it was 34 seconds in. She asked to be on this card because she is from Russia. She said a lot of my
117
family.
for Victoria
Ooh,
Dudakova.
117.
1 pound
shoot,
over
Okay,
the
so are we
strawweight
going to
limit.
bring out the curtain?
Okay, here comes
All right.
that.
Oh,
That's
this
a heavy
is,
outfit.
This is
That outfit is
Well,
heavy.
sports bras are heavy.
Dude, not a pound.
and shorts. I think it's a pound.
You think this is a pound?
You think she makes it?
Sports bras are.
Should we bet?
Are we
If
looking
there's
to
sweat
bet?
on there, if there's sweat on there,
That's a good point.
we don't
That
know
could
if she
be-
just
could
came
be-
out of the sauna.
Exactly.
They're using that to cut weight. That's why I always changed.
Yeah.
When I'd
Yeah,
go to
from
the
your
weigh-in.
sports
I would
bra.
change.
Yeah, you take your sports bra off. Yeah.
I like the regular bra when I would go to the weigh-in.
Paul's like, yeah, I would change.
You just want a little push-up action
A
there
little,
for you.
you know,
Get
show
you, yeah,
it off.
Get you those
Show it
Instagram
off.
numbers.
He's
no,
so
I understand.
skinny.
I
That's the problem. He's so
understand. Okay,
skinny. Like, I
let's
don't
see.
like looking at Paul with his clothes. He's so skinny.
Dude, I'm not even
No,
that
it's starting
skinny.
to
I'm
come
like
back.
185 already.
MMA
Really?
Paul's
What
coming
happened?
back now.
Yeah.
MMA Paul's back, yeah.
I remember
All
whenever
right,
you
let's
like
see.
were so skinny, you were sitting on
Hands
your
up.
tailbone.
Oh, they're making her have
Yeah.
her hands up. That would be.
Well,
Let's see what she's got. She did this whole camp in Thailand. Not a bad place.
you should be sweating good there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's broke. She
Coach
made the
Malloy-
weight. She's fine.
No, she didn't.
116.6 for Victoria Dudakova.
All right, we're gonna find out if she's going to continue
What was the,
to.
what was the
Point
weight?
four?
She was
0.6.
0.6
Oh,
over.
come
Yeah, I
on,
didn't
go-
hear it
Yeah,
either.
so it was so her clothes they were dry.
They
If
were
they
dry.
were 0.4, yeah.
You know, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt for having. All right. Oh, we've got
All
another
right, next
fighter.
fighter
Yeah.
to the scale, competing in the featherweight division, Nathaniel Wood.
I'm surprised that this guy is one of the last to weigh in if he's moving up a weight class. His last fight with Andre Fili was one of the best fights of the year. They were going back and forth, and he got dropped in the second round, almost finished.
146, the official weight for Nathaniel
146. You
Wood.
look, seeing him in person, he was kind of small, and I was like, man, you're gonna be going up to featherweight, but he brought that power with him, his speed with him, his low kicks are another level.
Muhammad Mokaev. Yesterday he asked me, he goes, "What's my name?" I don't know, like, I don't remember if I like mispronounced his name or if I couldn't remember his name or something. But
yeah, I was wondering.
yeah,
what
it was a very odd.
It was one of the weigh-in shows.
I didn't know his name.
You don't think you knew anything?
Don't act like Dominic. Don't be Dominic. But I know your name now, Muhammad Mokaev. This dude is tremendous. He's an amazing prospect and so well thought. He's such a great mind for mixed martial arts and has a real idea.
126, the official weight for Muhammad Mokaev.
It looked like he didn't know if he made weight. You know, he has a great mind for fighting, believes that he's going to be a champion in very short time. So, yeah, Muhammad Mokaev is a guy that has a big future. But if he ever talks crazy to me again, I'm going to smack him up. This Muhammad Ankalaev right here, this guy was thought to be
Magomed
Ankalaev. I called him Muhammad. There's a few Muhammads on the card this weekend. And with a Bilal Muhammad next to me. Magomed Ankalaev is a guy that's thought to be a future champion. A guy that at
206, the official weight for Magomed Ankalaev.
At one point, people thought it was just a afterthought that at some point he'd hold the belt. I don't know why it's changed so much because he had a draw. He showed great skills and unbelievable toughness in that fight against Jan Blachowicz. He was so hurt with his legs to pivot and take him down and win that last round. Unbelievable. This kid has a lot of talent.
He sure does. All right, just an update here. Victoria Dudakova, she will not be cutting any more weight. She will be fined, most likely 20%. We will continue to update you throughout. Daniel Cormier is not happy about that.
I don't agree with that,
but we will update you as we get that information. But guys, we're in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of the UAE, and it's easily accessible to billions of people. It's located within a 7-hour flight of 2/3 of the world's population. And this city is a true melting pot of cultures and one of the most diverse places in the entire world, home to 200+ resident nationals. This is incredible. I mean, I haven't been to any of these theme parks, but I would like to go. So maybe producers, if you could give us like a day off or something.
The problem is that it's outside. It's a million degrees out there.
We were a little warm last night, but let's talk to Muhammad Mokaev because he just successfully made weight and he's already backstage. I mean, what a professional. We saw you give a little cheer on the scale there. Tell me about your morning.
Great morning. Hello, guys. Made weight, as always, my 35th fight, amateur and professional together, never missed weight. And that's why I'm true professional.
You certainly are, and you're so mature for your 23 years of age, but you've had several fights within 1 year. Muhammad, how much does that benefit you and what you want to do with your future to continue to really rack up all this octagon experience?
You know, while I'm young, I want to stay active. Why not? I don't like when fighters take the time off, get fat, and beginning of the camp they focus on a weight cut, but I focus on become better fighter, skill set, go to different gym, get out of comfort zone, but representing same team as I always do, and find young and talented sparring partners for me.
Muhammad, you are a guy that has a very mature mindset. When did this develop, and did you recognize this as a very young man, that you had this ability to kind of look down the line but still focus on what's in front of you?
Yes, DC, you know, I'm father. I have like a 1-year-old daughter. I have my own house now. I take care of my whole family, not just like in my house. I have a father, lives like uncles, brothers, like cousins. I have to look after everyone, and I've done everything myself. I've never been given anything for free. I deserve everything what comes my way. I've been working hard since I was came to a refugee center, and I think I deserve every single thing I get on my way. That's why I must stay focused and humble.
Muhammad, every pay-per-view Dana does this segment. If you don't know now, you know, and he spotlights a fight that they expect fireworks from. Does that matter to you? I know you're a massive fan of mixed martial arts. You watch everything. Does that matter to you that this weekend your fight is that fight that the UFC wants to put a ton of eyes on?
To be honest, I messaged him in 2019. I said, hey, Dana, I'm going to be in UFC in 4 years' time. And exactly 4 years' time, since 2018 to in 2022, I signed with UFC. And it happened now. When Dana announced my name, I'm like, now you know. it's amazing when he was talking about my fight against Tim Elliott, because Tim Elliott is a great fighter also, and it's good that he keeps focus on flyweight division and doesn't remove this division anymore.
Mohammed, we talked to you at fighter meetings, and you talked a lot about how your childhood and your upbringing and the things that you had to go through forged who you are today as a fighter, who you are as a man. Can you let people know kind of how that made you the fighter you are and kind of gave you that grit and that toughness to be able to fight as much as you do and to be winning as frequently as you have been?
I have a lot of things like on my shoulders behind the fighting. Like I was dealing a lot with like home office when I was as a refugee, with solicitors. I was like little man in a house doing for my father everything, and my father said everything's okay, everything is whatever like written it will be. I said we need to move. You know, so I like connect with solicitors, try to do myself message like home office directly, and they think who is this like 16, 15-year-old kid emailing us every day. But I believed it, and once I signed with UFC, like I also keep pushing. I say please give me British citizenship. I deserve to represent this country, and I have a family as well, and it makes me who I am today because I have responsibility.
And how much has that motivated you, having a young one at home now and feeling like you're fighting for more than just your young self, right? Now you have that responsibility of looking after a little one at home. How has that affected your training and your preparation for fighting?
I don't want my kids see exactly same like tough life, especially I have a daughter. If it be a son, I wouldn't be like much motivated. I just kick him off from the house and say go work, go find a job. But I have a daughter. I want to look after her. I want to take her to best university, and so she don't worry about any money and be sorted. I have to look after her.
Figueiredo, like, do you see a specific path to victory with OG like Tim?
I believe it's a great for me trampoline towards top 5, and hopefully get Kai France next. And you know he been great in like 2016 when he fought like 2015, 16, 17. He fought like Benavidez those days. He fought like Demetrius Johnson. He were good, but you know, age is big difference. When you're young and hungry, when you're coming fast, he becomes slow. He's here, but he's not same fire what I have. You know, the fire in your heart, in your mind makes big difference inside the cage performance-wise. You know, we can't do exactly same training, but inside the cage we go with different mentality.
You know, the flyweight title fight just got announced. Brandon Royval against Pantoja. Like, when you look at both of those guys, do you see yourself being able to dominate either one of those guys? I know you're not shy with talking trash or anything like that.
100%. I have trained with Pantoja, and my second opponent UFC, Charles Johnson, he went split decision against Brandon Royval, and I'm on. It's not like level. It's not skill set that makes us different. It makes us like mentality. Who go inside, they perform better. As a young, hungry, I believe I perform better than anyone in division, and they're all on the way down now. Most of the division, they're over the 30. I'm 23. I can be same route as Demetrius Johnson, take the belt and defend as much as I want.
Well, Mohammed, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. You are bringing in, obviously, like you just said, a breath of fresh air to the flyweight division. We can't wait to see what Saturday night looks like for you. And, of course, I know you have a top 10 opponent in mind next. But good luck to you. Have fun. Go rehydrate. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Say hello to Benavidez. I watch his fights a lot, too.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Appreciate
have a good day.
All right, back to the weigh-ins. Mohammed Yahya, the UAE Warrior. Obviously, this is a home game for this young man, taking on Trevor Peek. And if you look at his record, obviously this is his UFC debut, but this guy has got 4 first-round finishes, 7 wins by KO, 2 wins by submission. So you know he's going to go out there, he's going to mix it up, and these guys are potentially fight of the night candidates.
156, the official weight for Mohammed Yahya.
Oh, man. almost seems like a relief there for him.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind of tired all week long, it seemed like. When
Well,
we
he told
spoke
us
to him.
that. I think he's the one that told us he had like 17 pounds, right,
Yes.
DC?
He
And
was
didn't seem like a
17
big
over and
deal?
didn't seem worried.
I think we have a special
Yesterday morning.
a special bit of footage here to take a look at.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Starting with our ESPN
Let's see.
Oh, I hear my own
Oh.
voice. Let's
We talked
see.
to him yesterday.
Oh, no. Hey,
This is a
No,
beautiful
no.
montage we've put together.
wait, stop. So,
Okay.
so I was actually, so what I'm doing here is actually looking up
Your nose?
my
He's
next
supposed to be
person.
doing research.
Lotion, yeah, I was looking for lotion.
Yes,
yeah, I was looking.
yes.
I was ashy.
Yes,
You know, I was ashy. You know,
Okay,
look
yeah,
at me.
we got the lotion.
Got that lotion
we got
on me.
the lotion.
Got to
Okay.
lotion the big boy up.
Oh, but
Oh, I was singing in the midst of this. No, I was, dude. You guys
how
like to
many
make
minutes have you been on the phone in
3
comparison to?
because no. What I'm
Got
doing.
more.
You guys are so ridiculous. It's fucked up. What I'm doing is this. What I'm doing. I'm doing my research. So like the fact that you guys put me on.
Oh,
dude,
but
get it off the camera.
why are
Get it
you
off the
doing?
screen.
I guess the question is, why don't you just have some notes?
No, because a lot of look. Okay, so here I want to
And
show
you're
you
my
guys.
homie,
No,
DC,
stop.
so-
Hey, I want you to zoom in, guys. Zoom in, guys, please.
On his
All right.
text messages.
So look. So
Check out the screen.
here, guys, look at this.
DC.
This is Genu Fry. Look, this is what I'm looking at when I'm
This
done.
is a true story. I will
These
have
are-
Daniel
right,
Cormier's
Megan?
back. He does his notes on his
Yes,
phone. However,
I do it on my phone. Victor Henry.
think he was
Remember all that stuff I was talking about Victor Henry? Look, it's all right here.
Show him the tapeworm video you just showed me like 2 seconds ago.
Oh, I
my
did.
God.
Hey, bro, get this right here.
Okay, so we're also looking at Instagram videos of
Hey,
a
this
tapeworm.
guy's a liar, bro.
Okay, I don't
hate
know.
You see this tapeworm?
How do you even get a video of a tapeworm? You know what? I don't want to know.
you don't wanna see
His
that.
algor's all messed up. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, and then you get all
messed
kinds of
up.
weird stuff in
Yeah,
there.
no, I'm not into that at
I saw
all.
Bilal. I
think
saw
it's-
Bilal's Instagram, and his ad was like just a bottle of vodka and a piece of bacon. It was like everything
Oh,
you can't have.
God. Who? Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Oh my God. I gotta
Okay,
stop
all right.
doing
We
that 'cause
actually
you
are
like
going to
that.
bring.
Yeah, you're trying to kill me.
Okay, we're going to bring in our next fighter for an interview. Javid Basharat is here with us. Javid, do we have you?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
How are you, Megan?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic now.
Obviously, I know that you had a tough time getting opponents, and you talk about wanting to be able to fight someone in the rankings. But what do you feel like you need to do come Saturday to really make a splash in this division and have people start calling your name?
I doubt they'll be calling my name, but regardless of what I do. But I need to get the win first and foremost, and I believe in my style. It's going to look impressive regardless.
You obviously train with some of the very best in the bantamweight division, Merab Dvalishvili, Aljamain Sterling. You work with Patchy as well. You're there at Extreme Couture. I mean, for you, how much do they push your skill sets? Having guys like the former champion Aljamain Sterling really work with you day in and day out in that practice room?
Well, they're the standard, you know. They're the guys at the top of the sport, and to be able to keep up with them and just see what they're doing, showing me that I'm on the right path.
Absolutely.
You know, I was talking to Bilal a little bit whenever they were doing other stuff on the show, and he was speaking of watching you guys at the PI, just really getting into small details, you and your brother. Where did you guys develop this, and how much time are you spending in between fights just working on the little things that will ultimately lead to you becoming a champion in the UFC, like I was on so many occasions?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right, bro. You're right. I'm your fan. You know. Yeah, me and Farid, this is a lifestyle. You know, we train all the time, and those little details. I like to pick Farid's brain. There's many things he does better than me, and there's many things I do better than him, and we try to combine. And no better teacher than the person doing it. You know.
Yeah, but we talked to you this week and talked about how most of your career you've had to fight in the Apex. You know, you drive there, you're in Vegas, you park the car, you got to get hyped up to go have a fist fight. Now you get to travel across the world, you get to come here to Abu Dhabi, a big, huge sold-out crowd at the Etihad Arena. And we talked about how even when you're doing some strength and conditioning and people are pushing you and having that crowd, what does it mean to you to finally have this big spot on a pay-per-view card to go out there and fight in front of a huge crowd?
It's amazing. These are what dreams are made of, you know. Like I said before, you don't envision
just your opponent in front of you, you know, when you fight. Like when you're getting into this sport, you envision the crowd, you envision the titles, the glory, everything that comes with it. The paycheck.
Javid, you have a great mind for MMA, and you know we've seen you corner Amir Albazi and corner your brother. Like, do you feel more pressure cornering or fighting?
I don't know if any fighter can say that fighting is more stressful than cornering your loved ones, you know? Cornering, honestly, I'm a mess. I don't know how I keep it together, honestly. I hate it when my brother's fighting, he tells me I'm in the corner, or Amir's fighting, I'm in his corner. I'm just like, all right, man. I'll be there for you guys because you asked me to, but I hate it.
Totally understandable. Well, the Snow Leopard is ready to attack come Saturday night.
Yes.
Still undefeated, looks to keep that 0 in the loss column. We cannot wait for this fight. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, Javid.
Thank you so much. Now
Thanks, guys.
Time to get mean now.
Yeah, exactly. I love that nickname, the Snow Leopard.
Yeah, what a nickname.
That's legit. Yeah.
It's cool.
It feels majestic.
Kids, those two, him and his brother, skilled, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Can we talk about DC's questions to me during, like, he's not on his phone no more. He's like, do you like bacon?
In your life? What does in your life mean? Like, you've never had any?
Because he's going, no, I've never had it. I'm like, in your life? For you. Like, bacon's so good.
It truly is. It truly is. All right, it's time to play rapid fire. To be honest, I'm not quite sure exactly how this goes, but Paul Felder, I believe you're starting, and then I ask the question, and you guys just answer?
Yeah, it's your job to make sure he stays short, because Paul gets a bit long-winded.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me that gets long.
All right, UFC 294 rapid fire. Paulie, can a short notice fight for Volkanovski actually be a good thing?
Yes. Yes, he can.
Yeah, for sure. No pressure, just fight.
I agree.
How short that was, DC?
100%. I agree. It's a good thing. No pressure.
Okay, I love that. Usman and Volk getting all the credit, but why Islam and Hamzat deserve credit for getting a new opponent as well, Paul? Tell me.
Because it's just as difficult for them. They have to pivot. They have to adjust. I mean, you're talking about Islam's preparing for Charles Oliveira, and then you're fighting Volkanovski again, and Hamzat talking about Paulo Costa, and then suddenly you got to be fighting former welterweight champ Kamaru Usman. It's a lot of stress for those guys too, right? Even when you've had a full camp, it's a big pivot for those guys, and they absolutely deserve huge credit for that.
Yeah, and that's the hard part, right? Because the fans were giving all the credit to Volk and Kamaru, and they're forgetting about Islam and Hamzat, that they had to do it too. It's like, we have to switch everything up. Paulo Costa is just going to be a striker. Now you're going to go against a hard wrestler, and Volk is like 3 feet tall, and you're going to fight Oliveira, who's a lot taller than him. So it's like a big adjustments.
Wow.
I think it's very difficult emotionally, because you go from losing your opponent, not really knowing what's going to happen, to being in there with just unbelievable fighters. And they never choose someone easy, right? It's always someone extremely tough. Like when I lost my opponent, I got Anderson Silva on 2 days, right? So then it's like, once you get done with the emotional stress of it, you like sleep for days. So those guys deserve a ton of credit.
I'm glad our producers gave us that one. All right, Paul, fact or fiction? Islam can pass Khabib's lightweight legacy by holding the title through 2024.
Oh, through 2024?
Oh.
So just one more year he's going to...
Yeah, maybe 2, 3, 4 fights. Justin Gaethje.
I'm going to say fiction, just because I think he's got to even do a little more, just because of how Khabib did it. And he was the first to come around, be that Dagestani force that he is. I think it's going to take him a little longer because they're so similar in a lot of ways. I think he's got to do a little extra to surpass Khabib.
I'm going to say fact, just to motivate him to stay at lightweight. Like, stop talking about welterweight. Stay down here. Work on your legacy at lightweight. You have plenty of guys that you can fight. Justin, Charles. Like, let's stay at lightweight right now.
I say fiction just because 2024 is so close. I mean, we're only 3 months away from that. To go through the year and think that it would pass Khabib is not. I mean, plus that 0, man. Anytime you have that 0, it's really hard to kind of surpass that. That aura of being undefeated.
Yeah. I think he can. I think he can. I just think
it'll take more
time. It'll be by the end of.
Because I think we have to take Khabib's entire career into effect, not just the championship run. Right? Because, I mean, he only defended the belt 2 or 3 times.
Well, let's do buy or sell. Beating Islam puts Volkanovski into the conversation for top 5 fighter of all time. I love this question.
Ooh. I'll buy it. I buy it. I mean, the way he dominates his own division to come on short notice against just one of the baddest dudes ever in Islam and beat him, I think that puts you up there in top 5 greatest of all time, because he's already mixing himself into that conversation as is. a win over Islam, especially if he can do it in dominant fashion or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it as well. When you just look at his resume, the people he's beaten, Max Holloway, Jose Aldo, and he beats Islam, it's like just staying as busy as he's been, too, as a champion, to keep fighting these next top guys every single time.
I buy, but I'm buying them at a whole different level. I'm buying that he's one of the top 5 fighters now. Because how in the world can we say that with the way that he's dominated 145 and the way it looks like he's going to continue to dominate, most of the best fighters of all time dominated 1 weight class. He's trying to do it in 2. So, yeah, I think right now he's already in the conversation.
Yeah,
this guy's been amazing.
Put it in the cart.
What's
We're all
he,
buying.
25-2?
It's truly incredible.
Yeah.
Volkanovski, wow, talking's hard when you haven't had enough coffee. Volkanovski's next fight will be at what weight class?
145.
Okay.
I'm going to say 145 as well.
145, and it'll be a tough fight. I mean, the kid is good.
Ilya
Topuria.
Yeah.
Can you believe I just blanked out on his name right
That's
there?
all right. That's what we're here
He's
for.
really good.
It's the coffee situation, you know?
You
We
don't
need
look at your
more. We
phone.
need
When
more.
you look at your phone for so
Yeah.
long, it kind of messes
keep
with
talking
scrambles
Emotional
your brain.
support phone.
You keep talking to him right on your face.
True or false, the winner of Usman Chimaev will be next for Sean Strickland.
True.
Okay,
Come on.
that was actually rapid fire. Good job, guys. You all did that rapidly.
Oh, wait,
my God,
whoa, bro.
Jimmy!
Can I get one, Jimmy? You got
Jimmy is my hero.
Jimmy,
I don't know what
any
I would do without
M&Ms?
Jimmy.
You know what I love about
I
Jimmy?
love him
You know
so
what I love
much. He's
about
the
Jimmy?
best.
Jimmy
Peanut
shows up.
M&Ms?
It's 1,000 degrees outside.
Only
He's
blue
wearing-
ones, please.
He's wearing
A puffer. Oh, I just
$1,000
spilled it all
jacket.
over myself.
Like Jimmy's wearing a $1,000 jacket.
Oh, RJ, we also love you.
Oh,
I know you're at
yeah.
home, hate watching.
He's upset.
He hates when
He's
Jimmy's
upset.
on there.
No, but Jimmy's my dude. He's my backstage producer during Saturday night.
RJ,
so we
you
spend
drunk?
a lot of time together.
Jimmy
All right,
Jimmy
fact or
got that
fiction.
sick jacket on.
He does. He does.
Look at that. It's 1,000,000 degrees here, though.
Tell me
It's
that
cold in here, you're
brand.
right.
Is that Montclair?
That's Montclair.
Oh.
Montclair.
Excuse me.
You know what
Jimmy
it
is rich.
You.
Let me
Hey,
tell
you
you,
got
when you're
money.
rich, you wear jackets like that and you don't tell anyone. And then if they see the logo and recognize it, but notice only Megan noticed because she's just as rich.
Yeah, that's
as,
true.
No,
as
no,
Jimmy.
no. It's one of those things where I buy the magazines and I circle what I like dream of one day. But for one rich guy, Daniel
And
Cormier,
Jimmy's, got, and,
knows the
Jim- so-
others.
and Jimmy's also wearing a Rolex and Travis Matthew Nikes.
Well,
Dude's got some
you
cash.
know, oh,
Dude's
Nike's
got
out
some
Travis
cash.
Matthew sweatshirt. All right, let's
Yeah,
go
look
back
at
to our
this
rapid
dude.
fire, but we will get back to Jimmy's full fit details in a minute. Where was I? Oh, fact or fiction? Kamaru will take down Hamzat. All right, Paul, sorry, we're supposed to start with you.
True or false?
Fact or fiction? Sure.
Fact or fiction? Who is who? Wait, say it again.
Kamaru will take down
down.
Chimaev.
Chimaev has been on the ground, I believe, 3 seconds in his entire UFC career.
Fiction.
Yeah, I'm going to say fiction as well. Kamaru couldn't even take down Leon his last fight. I think this fight, you don't even want to push it.
Bilal
Hey.
is spicy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
Let me tell you this. Fact, but in a scramble. In a scramble, Usman will end up on top.
Okay.
But he'll get him down.
But
and
that's the takedown.
Yay or nay?
2, 3. It's 3 now.
3.
3. 3-point takedown.
I had to redo on my refereeing.
He
Kamaru took down Leon four times in the
Talk
fight.
about somebody that doesn't do their research. You wanna
I
try
think he
to make
just wanted to be a little spicy today. All right, yay or nay? Kamaru fighting at middleweight is a good thing.
Yay. Yeah, I think he's very strong. He's very fit. I think he doesn't have to worry about that weight cut. I think he'll be fresher, especially since it's on short notice. I think that's a good thing for him that he doesn't have to try to suck all that weight down. Like, you know, Volk had to cut some weight, which is a little bit tougher, but yeah, yay.
Yeah, I'm going to say yay, too. Wasn't he at one point talking about fighting Jan Blachowicz? So
Yeah.
I don't think the size matters to him.
You're not trying, man. His name is not Blachowicz.
Kamaru said it.
His name is not Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta try at least.
Although if John Gooden was here, he'd say it totally different than,
Yeah,
than
I
would.
think it's good because, like Rogan said, you know, after you make weight so many times, you get to a point of diminishing returns. Like, remember he used to use that with Anthony Johnson? I feel smarter because I just said that.
No, you
It
look
sounded
smarter.
good, didn't
No,
it?
you look smarter.
The
Like,
point
you
of
have this
diminishing
smile on your face.
returns.
I'm like, wow,
He
he's
had a glow
really
on
educated.
Very smart.
He's very educated. All right.
He's listening to Anik a lot.
We
That's
only
what it
exactly.
is.
We only have 3 left. Fact or fiction? Ankalaev would be favored to beat Yuri Prohashka or Alex Pereira.
Ooh.
Okay, so I think he would be favored to beat Who was the first one?
Yuri.
Yuri or
I
Alex?
think Yuri's a little too crazy. I think he'd be favored in that one. I don't know if he'd be favored to beat that savage in Alex Pereira.
Okay.
I would say fact, because if he uses his wrestling is really good. And I think he has the highest level of wrestling at that light heavyweight.
I agree. I think it's fact.
If he uses it,
I
though.
believe this, though. Well, we saw him use it against Blachowicz at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
And we
After
saw
getting his leg smashed off.
We saw the success that Glover had in the wrestling with Yuri.
Yeah.
The only problem is how well Alex defended Yuri and Jan in Utah. But Jan got tired. Like it seemed like the altitude
he was
got him.
cowboying too hard.
Yeah, the
you know what I
altitude
mean?
got him.
Ankalaev has never been an underdog in his UFC career.
Wow.
So,
Well,
just
because
interesting
he's
to know.
good.
True or false? Muhammad Bakayev will fight for the flyweight world title by the end of 2024.
Oh,
False.
2024.
I don't know.
Oh.
False.
Was that a sound effect? Or?
yeah, what was that?
Yeah, it
Wow.
changes.
All right.
Below, what you got?
I'm gonna go with false, because I think that a lot of these guys aren't even
throwing
gonna
me off,
accept
right?
the challenge,
Yeah.
right?
Feels like you're wrong.
You need to have a ranked guy say yes to you, and I don't think
Does
you
that
will.
mean that
Yeah,
the
that's-
Rock
I
will
think
say
that's
no?
very
think that
smart.
is
That might be what
wrong.
stops him, but I'm going to say true.
Touche.
I'm going to say true. I'm going to say true because they buzz the falses. So I'm saying
Yeah, I
true
feel like I'm wrong. Yeah.
No, but like, I think that
Stop it.
I think that he will be undeniable. Those guys will not have the ability to say no anymore once or if he gets through Tim Elliott.
Yeah, once he's in the top 10,
You can't say
it
no.
will
Well,
be a
listen,
little easier. But yeah, they can still say no.
And he has 3 game opponents that he wants to name. Should he be victorious on Saturday, that he wants to call out, all in the top 10, and I think wins over any of them could essentially get him a title shot, depending on what else is happening at 125, my favorite division. But who wins fight of the night Saturday night, Paul?
Oh, man. I think...
Here's a
that-
fight card.
No, yeah. I think... I'm going to blank on the names. Yaya and Trevor Peak for sure. I think I don't even think it's going to necessarily go all 3 rounds. I just think they're going to go right at each other and start swinging.
Trevor Peak is madman.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's going to throw back fist at hammer fist from the
Yeah.
standing. It's going to be like crazy. But I think I'm going to go with Mokaev and Elliott. I think the scrambling in that fight is
Yeah.
going to be crazy. Elliott's always going nuts. His ground game is really good. And you know Mokaev's going to come at him like a piston.
Surface, man, surface. I'm going to go Victoria Dudakova and Jenu Fry.
Another women's fight.
He
Listen,
does
I
not
just
hate
think-
women.
I
He
just-
doesn't hate
I am
women.
in the corner of the females, but I also do believe that Jenu Fry is back against the wall. She'll come out like a honey badger.
Oh, and
Listen, can I just say one
Nathaniel
thing?
Wood was one, too.
Oh, yeah, Nathaniel. Can I just say one thing about Jenu Fry? We love an educated woman. She's got her MBA. She works in nuclear science.
Yeah, she's smart.
I mean,
And she knows
we
she's
love
smart enough to
degrees
know
here.
that she has to fight really hard this weekend. Was
Yep.
that the last rapid fire?
That was the last rapid
I got
fire.
a rapid fire. I want to
Oh.
include you in it.
Oh, my God.
Run that camera back on Jimmy.
Oh, my God.
My rapid fire. Do we pay the stage managers too much for him to have a $5,000 outfit on? Right? Like, rapid fire. Do we pay the stage managers too much for him to wear a $5,000 outfit?
I mean,
What's the hoodie? What's
It's
the hoodie going
Montclair.
on?
It's $2,000, bro.
I've had this
hoodie?
for 10 years.
$2,000.
The shoes
I had
are
this for 10 years before you
The
even knew
shoes-
what it was.
The
Before
shoes
you
are
were
so
even
rare.
born.
The shoes are so
Okay.
rare that they're like $1,500 to $2,000.
he's Mike McCarthy. Is he Mike McCarthy?
Just because I like
You guys
style,
know what I'm saying?
okay?
Is that
You can
that?
learn a thing or two.
Let's talk about his watch. And
He's
let's talk
hiding
about his watch.
Get to the other side, the watch.
Let's talk about his watch.
He is
That's a
Relax.
$30,000
You have
watch.
the same watch on.
But it's 30 grand you're
You
wearing.
have the same watch
It doesn't
on.
matter.
You know what?
All right.
DC was double
I don't have a
champ.
watch on, guys. I
Me
guess
neither.
I need
I
to.
forgot my belt in the
freaking
hotel, so I don't
pay
even
raise
have that.
I got to come back to
from
fight. I
Target.
need more money.
Yeah, you should go fight.
You're a
Paul.
triple threat. You are in like hit TV shows. I don't even know what you're
Exactly.
talking about
Well,
right
if
now.
the
This guy's
strike
rich,
would end,
man.
I might be back on some more
got a
TV
free
shows.
fight
The,
island
act-
shirt
the
on.
writers are back. The actors need to hurry.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my God.
Money bag. Money bag. Yo,
Dude,
plus
I
also
love
like
that Jimmy's in this show.
plus
I
also like
really,
Jimmy tells stuff like, "Oh yeah, we're just vacationing in the Cape."
Yeah.
He says stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
That's where rich
How many
people
times
go.
you go to
Like our
Disney World
producer,
a
Zach
year?
Candido.
Jimmy and Zach
You
are
like
like, we're
Disney. What do you want me to
vacationing in
tell
the
you?
Cape. My house on the Cape. Yeah, they got their vineyard vines all together. They got
love
their,
you,
what is
Jimmy.
that? The woven rope bracelet
That's
from the
so
Cape.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I know these things.
Yeah,
I know
let's
these
go
things. I couldn't
forward.
afford them, but I know
Forget
about them.
this guy.
I think they said we have more fighters weighing
Can we get
in.
on
Yes.
task?
All right, let's check it. Let's check this out. Got the bantamweights hitting the stage.
Yeah, Gafurov looking staringly at the scale. It took him a while to get up here, so hopefully this is a good thing. Looks like he made it.
135.5, the official weight for Muin Gafurov.
Mooing and grooving, I wanted him to like make it but
Jubilee, this guy, he has a lot of upside. This guy is so young, and he's from India. The first fighter in the UFC from India. I'm already seeing so many fans at the hotel saying,
Yeah,
oh, we came
we were
from
talking
India.
to them today.
Yeah, they were so cool.
Crazy.
And they're like, here for this guy. I think he could definitely be a star.
There's like 1 billion people in India.
And they're just getting
1.4, I
started.
think.
Like, get those guys away from cricket and into fighting, the UFC be full of them.
155.5,
Hey,
the
you know
official
what
weight
this
for
kid said?
Anshul Jubilee.
Jubilee said before he went on the road to the UFC, he had 3K followers. After he won, he had 40. He said he's at 500,000 now. After this weekend, he'll be at 1 million.
Wow.
yeah, all about the cloud on Instagram. But we're here in Abu Dhabi, and we have had some incredible moments. Let's take a look.
Dateline Abu Dhabi, UAE. The Fight Island hype has been palpable, and tonight we will have no fewer than 3 UFC championship fights. Live inside the Flash Forum.
Hard line.
And that'll do it. Petr Yan is an undisputed world champion.
That was just an amazing performance.
Then it was time for the co-headliner. Volkanovski makes good on the first title defense. He is still the UFC featherweight champion. Then it was Kamaru Usman by decision over Gamebred in the main event.
Khamzat Chimaev, he was appearing here 10 days ago as a middleweight.
We have the pleasure of seeing him again tonight.
There he goes. It's another win for Khamzat Chimaev.
This is UFC 253. The co-headliner tonight will determine the new UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. Oh! Jan Blachowicz has done it! Poland, your guy got it done! So much hype, so much anticipation for this UFC championship fight. Oh! That is it! Wow. Quick night at the office for the champion, Israel Adesanya!
The fights are back, fight fans. It doesn't get much better than this.
Oh! No! One of the most spectacular knockouts we have ever seen! The wait for live action from UFC Fight Island officially ends here.
Oh, as Gaethje goes down, shut
Khabib Nurmagomedov! The eagle rises again!
We're inside the brand new, gorgeous Etihad Arena.
Oh! The lead with a stunner! Former UFC interim lightweight champion Dustin Poirier will have to defy the odds tonight. Poirier has knocked down Conor McGregor! Live from the Etihad Arena, this is UFC 267. Blachowicz versus Teixeira.
Oh my God!
Oh, there Teixeira breaks through at 42! Tonight, we present 2 undisputed UFC title fights. That'll do it, and still best in the world at 135.
He's got the arm triangle.
There's the tap! Islam Makhachev submits Charles Oliveira to win the title!
Some incredible moments here in Abu Dhabi, and it enjoys a subtropical, arid climate with sunshine almost every single day, and you are taking a look at the Louvre here in Abu Dhabi, where we all went last night for a really incredible event. I mean, just the structure itself is incredible with some of the world's best art. Abu Dhabi, you just continue to impress.
It was beautiful in there, but it was hot. It was a sauna up in there.
It was warm. Yep, I would agree with you. I think we were all very much sweating. Live TV, you know, sometimes you gotta use the restroom.
Paulie.
The mummer struck for everybody.
Hey, I'm very surprised.
Dance? Is this the mummers dance from
That's the
Philly?
mummer.
Look at this guy.
If you know, you know about the mummers in Philadelphia. All right.
Yeah, we look like lunatics if you don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, it doesn't look normal. Even
There was
if you
a
do
dress
know,
code
but-
for this show before, if I'm just kind of saying, Paul.
You're wearing it?
Well, I mean, I just have a
Okay,
black
I don't know what is happening, but let's get the music
repping
going.
Fight
Because
Island
it is
here.
time for some trivia and some bragging rights.
Oh, let's do this. Oh.
You know, I've always wanted to host a game show, so I'm
This
very
is when
excited
my
about this
spelling
right now.
skills get put to the test.
Okay. Welcome in, everyone. Is Jimmy playing? I
No.
thought Jimmy was. No? Okay, just kidding.
Okay.
All right, sorry. Being
All right, let's
directed
do
to my
this.
singles over here. Welcome to Fight Island, Abu Dhabi
Let's
Trivia.
do that.
I will be your host, Megan O'Levy, and you are watching the UFC Network.
Let's do this.
All right, gentlemen, I'm not exactly sure how this goes, so you're gonna write your answers and then we'll tally the points. Okay, you don't flip it until I tell you. First question.
Yes.
Don't cheat, Paul. I feel like you were cheating. Who headlined the first UFC main event here in Abu Dhabi? The first one ever. UFC 112, but you're all writing quickly, so I believe that you know the answer. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Okay. Silva Maya is the answer.
Yeah, but I thought we said.
Who'd you say?
Anderson Silva. He headlined the card.
Did he fight himself?
No, but he headlined the card.
I mean,
the show was built around Anderson. I think I should get a point for that.
That was outdoors,
I get
right?
it.
That was the outdoor one?
It was not the best fight.
I
No,
think
it
I
was
should
not
get a
the
point
best
for that, honestly.
My memory from that. Okay, moving on. Who was the first main event of the Fight Island version of Abu Dhabi? The first main event of Fight Island when we came here during the pandemic and lived in the sickest hotel and really had a great time, honestly. This music, I feel like, can I get one of those long mics? Don't turn it, don't turn it. 3, 2, 1. Both fighters. Okay.
Yeah. Let me get those points now. I put the co and main. Let me get those points, Meg.
Okay, all right.
Can I get 2 points,
Sure.
Meg? All right,
Oh,
put me
wait,
2
so
points,
there's
guys.
only-
No
Guys,
way.
put me 2 points. I put the co-main and
All
the main.
Okay, apparently I'm not supposed to let you cheat. Okay, next question. I'm gonna allow you time to erase your boards. It's taking Daniel very long to do
Well,
that.
this thing, these new boards are tricky.
Okay, gentlemen, what is the capital of the UAE, the United Arab Emirates? What is the capital?
Back
I need
up,
one
dude.
of those long, skinny microphones. Wow, Jimmy just, all right. Wow, Paulie got it correct, Abu Dhabi.
I thought it was Riyadh.
Come on,
That's a different country.
What did you put?
I'm looking at him put that. I'm like, bro.
I'm sorry, Bilal.
It was
How do you,
cheating.
you're always here. How did you
That's
not?
you give it to
Wow.
you,
I don't know
Okay.
Catholic.
All right, next question, guys. Who headlined the last event in Abu Dhabi? Please name both fighters.
The
Who
last
headlined
event?
The last event that we had here in Abu Dhabi, UFC 280. I also feel like this is a video game song, but who knows? Wait, don't flip it, don't flip. Oh, I thought we were waiting for a count. Nope, okay, flip them.
Flip 'em.
I don't know, no one's telling me anything. You guys all got a point.
Dang.
Man, this is a close one.
This is good.
All right.
But I shouldn't have 2. I should have 3, I think. Wait, why is Bilal got 3? Bilal didn't get started.
I got the first one,
He
right?
didn't get Abu Dhabi, though. He
Yeah, I
did
don't
not get Abu Dhabi last
I'm
year.
only down by 1.
He missed 2.
No, I only missed 1.
Okay. What is the currency in the UAE called?
Ooh.
You don't have to spell it
shit,
correctly,
I know
but
this.
like phonetics works for us. You know what this is, you rich guys who are spending your money here.
Yes, I think I got Paul.
4, 3,
I think I'm wrong.
1. I bet Jimmy knows. Good
Dirham,
job.
something like that.
All right.
Dang.
Dirham.
Oh, this is a
Man,
tough one.
I'm glad I got
You
that
guys.
one.
Dang.
Yeah,
Paul's on a
look,
roll.
Jimmy knew.
I
He
need
had
a
a
tough
sign
one.
with it on there. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Rockpool,
Throw 'em
Rockpool.
out.
Just Rockpool.
All right,
Rockpool?
guys. How many Emirates are there in the UAE? How many Emirates
Oh.
are there? How many Emirates are there? Just, if you don't know, just take a
Rockpool.
guess. So we have.
Rockpool.
What are you saying Rockhold for?
What are you saying, Rock?
You know this, Bilal?
Me?
Yeah.
I just know
Are
him.
you guessing?
I just know him.
No, I'm guessing.
Ready?
I'm guessing
3,
so bad.
2, 1. You got it.
Lucky number 7.
What did Luke Rockhold have to do with this?
I just love Luke Rockhold. I'd like to drop his name every now and again.
Okay, that feels weird, but all right.
Because it's lucky
All right,
number
guys.
7 when you
All
get
right.
This is close.
Here's the next one. The tallest building in the world was built in the UAE.
Yes.
Can you give the name?
Oh, come on.
Again, you don't have to spell
on,
it right.
dude. We
We're
know
very
that.
flexible here. I'm going to give you a clue. Rick Ross.
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
Damn it.
okay.
Bilal knows
You
it.
can't give him a clue like that.
I was giving everyone a clue. We're all
I
on the
had
same
it, though.
stage. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Flip it over.
The Maybach building.
Burj Khalifa.
Wait,
How do you
what?
not know that?
That did not mean.
It's not Bilal Tower?
God.
That did not. Rick Ross had nothing to do with
Let's
that.
look at the scores. We have a tie going on here between
Maybach
two
building.
friends,
Hold up.
Phoenix, Paul and Bilal. Daniel, there is still time to catch up, all right? You're
Yeah,
just
okay.
one behind. You've
What was
got
that
this.
building called?
How many more?
Burj
left?
Khalifa. Do you guys not know? God, Rick Ross says
I know,
it's so
I
beautiful.
know.
Thank you. All right, how many wins? How many wins in the UFC does, I don't know, how many wins in the UFC, okay, does Khamzat Chimaev have in Abu Dhabi? How many UFC wins does Khamzat have in Abu Dhabi?
I think I got this.
Okay. If
5.
you don't know,
4.
take a guess. Okay, you're all done. Let's flip them over. Everybody is correct. 3 UFC wins, Phillips, McKee, and the Leech. All right, guys, we are coming towards the end. Just a couple of questions left. Let's, all right, Daniel. I mean, you better hope they get it wrong here.
Is that the last question?
No.
Okay.
We have 2 more, and then a tiebreaker if needed, and it looks like it might be. All right.
Oh, great.
Come on.
Renzo Gracie's last ever UFC fight was in Abu Dhabi. Who did he fight? Renzo Gracie. You're
I
in New
know.
York City, go
I
visit his
know,
gym.
I just saw him the other day here.
You did?
Yeah, he was
I
at
can't remember his
local
fucking
fights.
name. I can't.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
he's
know
always
the
so
guy's
happy.
name. I know the guy's name, but I can't remember the last name. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Oh yeah, I know his name.
No, Daniel!
Do we have a timer?
No, he's the
I don't know, I'm
welterweight.
waiting for producers.
No, it's
Do
the
I just
welterweight. It's the
go?
welterweight. It's the welterweight.
That's time.
All right,
4, they're telling me. 3, 2. It's Matt Hughes.
Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes.
No, that don't work.
But I put Matt as I just said
that
he's
could
one of
be
the greatest
Sarah.
welterweight of all time.
He put Matt too, so
I
yeah.
put Matt Hughes.
That's the winner.
Bilal is running away with it. We do
I
have
put
one
Matt
more
Hughes.
question.
It was
though,
Matt Hughes?
It was
Yeah.
Matt Hughes. I knew exactly. I was like,
The great
wow.
one.
You know what's
Gracie
crazy?
Killer,
That's
right?
the first name that came to my head. I was like, I think it was Sarah.
Okay.
Bro, Zach,
He
like
cannot
come
win.
on, dude. I got screwed
Still
twice.
for participation.
Matt.
Okay, if Bilal gets it wrong, Paul can still time. Poor sports abroad. Okay. What round did Glover Teixeira submit Jan Blachowicz
Give me
to
this.
win the
I'll
UFC
do
light
this one.
heavyweight title?
I'll do
What
this one just
round
because.
did Glover Teixeira submit Jan Blachowicz? Jimmy to the rescue.
I'm gonna shit fucking.
I'm not even sure if I'm right here.
What round?
You're definitely wrong.
Okay, I guess we're flipping.
That's right, Paul.
Oh, Paul tied
Yeah,
it.
Paul.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was the first.
All
I
right,
gave it
we've
to
got
I
a
gave it to
tiebreaker.
Paul.
You got wrong.
Daniel, you don't participate
Paul.
in this one.
Watch mine.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
man.
important to listen to this phrasing.
Come on.
Paul versus Bilal. Okay, ready? Okay, there's a lot going on. Hold on, Jimmy has to take. Okay, no Price is Right rules. Closest wins. How many
Come on.
10-8 rounds did Max Holloway have against Calvin Kattar in total on all 3 judges' scorecards? I will say it one more time for you, Daniel.
Okay.
Don't
What are you
distract
giving
him.
him for?
How many 10-8
total.
rounds did Max
So-
Holloway have
So,
against
for
Calvin
example,
Kattar?
if there was 2,
Calvin Kattar in total on 3 judges' scorecards.
Paul. Dude, don't blow this. You got this. You called the fight.
I did not.
We were here together.
I was doing the desk.
You were here. 4.
Lucky
Just take a
number-
guess. Just take a guess.
Lucky number
Closest
7.
wins can't be over. 3. Oh, it can't. Oh, I lied.
Lucky
It can't
number
be. Not
7.
Price is Right. 3, 2, 1. Bilal's got it.
I told you, Paul.
7.
Lucky number 7. Lucky.
Yeah, I would like to see a celebration.
Give me the belt. Get out of here.
My notes.
Your notes.
My notes are
You
in
got
the
your
belt.
phone right there.
I like that.
All right. I
I
guess
gave you the last-
apparently
I
this
gave
is
you
the
the last-
time
Come
of
on,
the show
come on.
where someone
I
needs
gave
to
you
spin
number
the
7.
wheel.
Since
Oh, your belt's upside down,
You don't
and
even
then
know
you
how to wear
make
it.
a speech.
I think I'm gonna let the double champ do it.
Yeah,
Bro,
there you go.
I
Thank
actually
you.
gave you
You're a
lucky
good
number
friend,
7.
Bilal.
You try to give Paul a
But
hint.
I gave you 7.
And you gave
idiot.
Paul
Did you
number
see
2.
the integrity?
But you didn't even have
that
like.
I didn't even look.
You didn't even
Yeah.
have an answer until I
That's
said
real
7.
No, I already knew it was
No,
7 the
you
whole
didn't.
time. I watched it. I had the fight in my head.
Producers, run back the video of Bilal after I say
What do you
7
got,
when he
Jimmy?
put his thing in
Okay,
it.
we're
Let's
gonna
just leave
spin
that.
the wheel.
Oh.
Look
That
how
was
light that spin was.
pathetic, but okay.
Because, bro, this is it.
Oh no!
All
I
right.
really didn't want anyone to
It's
be
always a good
subjected to
day.
this,
It's always a
but
good
okay,
day.
we're doing a shocker.
Sorry,
He
DC.
also was concerned of what that was.
Oh my God. That is terrible news.
Give me the damn thing.
I am so sorry that you have to deal with this.
It's
That's
one.
hand. No, it's 2 hands.
2 hands.
2 hands. Don't be a baby.
So stupid.
Wow.
Hold it.
I'm holding it, dude.
The physical harm I didn't expect.
It's okay.
It plays a
You
song.
You good.
Yeah. Scary.
Hold it tight.
What are you shaking for?
Which one?
It just plays a song. It doesn't shock you. Oh. Oh. Wait, you guys.
Get ya?
Shit hurts, man. I had mastered, Megan, I had mastered throwing it before it actually shocked me. That's the first time it's actually shocked me. God,
I'm
it
wondering
hurts
if
so
the track
bad.
can give me a replay because that was
Dude,
incredible.
it actually.
That is just
I
class
had-
personified. Let's
I
take a look at
had
this replay.
mastered throwing it before it would actually shock me. Shit, I was mad.
Oh my God.
Hey, you can
It
see.
was the
Paul,
secondary
You
one.
can see it, Paul, you can see it come across my face where I realized it shocked me. I was like,
didn't get it in
son
time.
of a bitch. I was
It happens, man.
All right, well, a staple of our morning show is the rent-free moment. Here's how it works. Each of our analysts will pick a moment from the UFC fight that is taking place in Abu Dhabi that lives rent-free in their heads. A lot of good ones to pick from, so we want everyone's top 3 moments. And number 1, we're going to have some video to support. Paulie, I'm going to let you start.
Yeah, well, one that always sticks out and will always be one of my favorite memories from Fight Island was ripping my suit off and putting on the fight corner kit and going and cornering
That was
Jared,
cool, man. That was
cornering
story
Jared
are you
Gordon
telling?
I love
for
that.
a victory too. You know, that's a special
That was
moment. I've never
amazing.
gotten to corner him before, and to do that, and we were talking about it earlier. It is so stressful.
Especially
to
the
do that.
circumstances, right? Like he lost his coaches and all that.
Yeah.
Hats off to you for doing
It
it.
was you and Eric Nixick, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you want to know as a coach in a corner, right?
And I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah,
okay?
bravo.
That, and then obviously Dustin and McGregor too.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
to call
You remember
that
that?
level of fight, you know.
We lost it on that one.
Crazy.
We lost
dude.
it on that one. We got up. It was crazy.
And then this is a funny one that I want to end this on. And if you were in the room, you will never forget when Josh Pabia decided
God,
to
you
give us
remember
an
that?
earful of his bullshit.
That was awful, bro.
And
East Coast Paulie and Meg came out that day.
You guys were
poor
like, yo,
Diego, look
stop.
at that soldier just being a soldier, not knowing yet that this guy
I
is just
do
a
remember that
brainwashing
guy.
absolute moron. And I'm glad that we'll never have to see this clown ever again. And if I do, he's going to get a fistful.
Do you remember that?
That was.
That
And
was
see,
bad.
and it does. And there's
Look at
me in
you,
the
man. You
corner
just
next
sit
to
there like
Megan.
pissed.
And
Yeah.
we all took turns giving this guy
yeah.
some back.
Even Zach, I loved Zach's moment too. Like,
Yeah.
How long did that go on for?
Far too long.
He
like a very long
ranted
time.
at us.
Really?
It was
He
like,
did.
how long are we just going to let this guy
10 minutes, 15
basically tell
minutes?
us that it was our fault that the narrative for Diego is negative on social media because of us
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
it was
UFC
crazy.
Yeah.
and the
I
commentators.
remember that. I forgot about
yeah.
Crazy.
We had some weird
And then they started an
times
OnlyFans
in that meeting
together.
room.
that. Let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
They got 2 dudes that's not with us anymore that had a moment in there. It was great.
Well, that's the only time the coaches ever came at you guys.
Yeah.
Like that.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
bad.
And you know
it was
what?
Bad.
It'd be one thing if a legit coach had come at me and was like, hey, you guys are saying stuff that's not true about my fighter, yada yada. This guy, like, bro, who are you?
Dude, you got so mad at him.
I'm still mad.
Yeah, we got fired up. All right, it's my turn. My number 3 moment is the Taco Tuesday party. Lene, shout out to you for putting that all together. Everybody came upstairs. There were
Oh, I
props.
must've-
There was a
must have been
DJ.
no
I was
invite.
not involved. I wasn't
You were
invited.
there. I just posted a photo of it,
There was
Daniel.
no
but
way I was
okay.
at Taco Tuesday.
You 100%.
I would remember that.
Someone go to my Instagram and pull up the photo
Taco
because Jimmy was there. You were there. Michael Chiesa, Zach,
I must have
everybody
been
was
working
there.
out.
I was not at Taco Tuesday.
Okay, you 100% are in the photo, but
Bet me.
I will bet you because you're in the picture that I posted.
I've eaten so
All
many
right,
tacos. I don't remember when I had
right,
tacos.
yeah. Number 2 is the arrival at the W because I think all of us were like
That's a good
very
one.
nervous about, and it was kind of like space. Everybody
That
had
was messed
hazmat
up, bro.
suits. They were spraying our luggage.
50 people outside.
Michael Bisping was just a picture of
Oh, yeah, about his luggage or
clarity
something?
and
Oh, yeah.
calmness.
I can't believe Michael Bisping's even allowed this country.
Yeah, that was.
Well-
And remember how like weird the testing area was at the
It was
W, like
crazy.
the lights and everything. You were just
Well,
like,
they
am I
put that
ever gonna
piece of
go
tape-
home?
Remember they put that?
They corrected that.
Remember they put that
Yeah.
piece of tape on
Oh,
your
yeah,
door?
48-hour
And then they would
quarantine.
knock and
Room
leave your
service.
food on the floor.
Oh man, yeah. I
Yeah,
got delayed
did
to
you
be here. I got delayed because I flew
you
over
flew
on the
next to
same
Dean.
flight with Dean, and then as soon as he got to Vegas, before we
Yeah.
left, he popped for COVID.
wow.
And I had
And
to stay in Vegas.
Weird
I will
times,
say I
man.
missed
By
those
myself.
chartered flights.
Yeah, that was great.
But-
You know, if we want to bring those back, your girl's not going to fight. Okay, to bring it back to number one, I'm going with Khabib's retirement because it was just such a special moment for the sport, and to see him get emotional in the way that he did was something we hadn't really seen from him before. I was backstage and I just remember thinking, oh my God, I'm so lucky I had been able to interview him so many times in my career, because you just knew that one day he'd end up in the UFC Hall of Fame and that you were working with a legendary special athlete. To see the impact not only it made on himself, but also everybody else around the sport and those who were closest to him, that is my run-free moment from
Nobody
Fight
knew.
Island.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
What an athlete, though.
Truly.
People like really underestimate how athletic he was. He was so tough, but boy, he's a great athlete.
Well, it's your turn, so go for your list.
All right, my number three, rent-free. Hamzat, like he said, Hamzat. Hamzat winning. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Hamzat winning.
I'm sorry for pronouncing his name the right
I'm
way.
just saying, the way you say it.
I like your accent, though.
How do you want me to say it?
Hamzat winning 2 fights in 10 days.
Not how he says it.
That's exactly how he says it.
Is he British?
That's what I wanted to win.
John
That's what I
Gooden show
wanted
up?
to win when he won 2 fights in 2
Happy,
days.
happy.
Dominated them
10
dudes.
days, 10 days.
10 days. 10 days, 2 fights, unreal.
There's so many Fight Island moments.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev's win. Beats Charles Oliveira, but submits him, drops him, then submits him to
Great.
become the champ.
Great.
Unbelievable to see him have his moment. And number 1 for me, Dustin Poirier came here to fight Khabib. It was crazy in this place. I saw it through the TV, and I saw Dustin jump on the guillotine, and then you could slowly see Khabib just breaking him down and taking this was when I was still fighting. So I'm watching Dustin Poirier go to the corner, and his body language would switch every time. You could tell it was deflating. To get off that stool and go back and deal with a guy that was never going to relent. And then the choke, that was a nasty choke. It looked like he was trying to rip his head off when he was choking him. So that's my number 1 Abu Dhabi rent-free moment, watching my guy come to Abu Dhabi. And he started this deal, right? He probably would have been the first fight in this 5-year deal that the UFC just extended.
Yeah, and it's going to keep continuing with his legacy. And I would have had him on my list, but, you know, I already knew everybody was going to have him. So I'm going to go with my list right here. My first one, fighting here and, you know, being on the same card as
We
my
were on
boy,
that card.
Paul.
Yeah.
Same card together.
The
We were
hottest
able to-
card of all time.
I was getting messages from Paul beforehand, like, "Hey, am I allowed to wear t-shirts there?" he's like, I'm like, "Bro, what do you think's gonna happen?" He's like, "Can I do this? Can I do that?"
So wear tank tops is what I asked. I remember
his
being
nerves
nervous.
were
Yeah.
up in the air. So we met like a
Well, I didn't
local
wanna-
guy,
yeah, I didn't wanna be-
and we
That's
told
good of
Paul
you.
he was a prince, and we told Paul he had to kiss his hand, and Paul was literally seconds away from like kissing this random guy's hand.
Jared blew it. Jared blew it.
And he was
Straight
a
up.
local. He was so afraid. He's like, "Please, I don't want to prank him. I don't want to prank him. I just want to meet him." I was like, "The only way you're meeting him is if you prank him." And we're still cool with the guy now, so that was cool. Second one, obviously, Glover Teixeira, one of my favorite fighters. To see him finally get the belt the way he did was
That's
awesome.
everyone's Tio.
Yeah, it was
For
amazing.
Tio.
And then my referee moment. You guys are giving so much love to Khabib. Let me give some love to my man, Buckley, one of the best
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
How in
knockouts.
the world did we not
Yeah, one of the best knockouts
of
ever.
all time?
I don't think you get any
wanted
better
to
than
throw
that.
my headset in a trash can after that. It was one
He
of those
killed
moments
him
you
for
could see me in the background. I'm like, I'm gonna just, I can't even watch this anymore.
Like, how does he do that to Impa Kasamanat? I mean, that don't make no sense, man. Like, how do you turn and jump off the ground when the guy's holding your leg like that?
You don't even practice that. I don't think you can
No,
do that
you
in the
don't.
gym.
You
And
Are
then
you
you
doing that
definitely
pads?
don't.
You end up in a Kanye West video. That clip,
He was in Kanye West video.
Kanye
Yeah.
used that clip for
Man,
his whole
come
music video.
No, he did.
Yeah, he used
Why
How in the
not
world do
believe
y'all?
anything
How
I
in the world
say.
do y'all think y'all can just say some stuff and I'm just gonna believe it?
But he doesn't know Rick Ross or Kanye
Yeah,
West. So,
jeez.
he's not with the times.
I'm black, bro. I know who Rick Ross and Kanye West are. Don't be racist, Bilal.
I'm just saying, you didn't know that. You didn't know the earlier clue.
Don't be racist.
I didn't get
You know, I'm just saying these are all things that have video evidence. All right.
Well, they got comments.
James, come on over here.
Hi, Megan.
How many
Get
fighters
closer.
still left?
I will come over.
I mean,
Jimmy
yeah,
has it. Jimmy has
very
the top 3
scary.
list, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
At least
So,
5.
great choices, everybody, right? Thinking back, there's a couple that definitely stick out that you didn't cover. The bonus question in the last one, UFC on ABC #1, Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar.
Yes.
7, 10, 8 rounds. I mean, how can
Sure
you...
it wasn't 12?
That's
How can you leave that off the list? It was incredible. I mean, when we were here watching that, forget about it. It was unbelievable. Number 2, going back to Paulo Costa versus Israel Adesanya in the middleweight division. Just think about it. It was, what, 253, if my memory serves me?
Wow, you that good at this?
Sometimes, you know.
Starting
But
to
no,
annoy me, actually.
in all seriousness, think about the fact that everyone was like, okay, we're going to find out, is Israel really going to be someone that we're going to look at in the future as unbelievable long reigning champion? He just dismantled
And
Paulo
then
Costa.
disrespected him after.
Yeah, exactly.
They jump on
a little.
it. That was bad. That was bad.
Exactly.
Music video action.
And my number 1 rent-free is thinking back to the pomp and circumstance of Habib arriving to his title
Oh, I forgot about
fight. Police
that.
escort from the W inside the arena. We're watching this. I mean, this is one of those moments over the last 10, 15, 20 years. You'll never forget it. How massive it felt when it happened.
I mean, and with the dignitaries there to meet him before he walks into the arena, that was sick.
Yeah.
And then he goes in there and he submits Justin Gaethje and retires. It was nuts, man. It was nuts.
And then, yeah, just like you said, DC, and the fact that none of us had known what his plan was for
Well,
the
there's
future.
no reason for you to have known. You don't know Habib.
I'm saying anyone would have
You're
known.
talking like you should know, like me and Bilal should know.
I'm typically
He's
in the
never
end.
gonna tell you, like, yeah, Jimmy, I'm retiring.
That is very true.
Who do you think you are?
So on that
You're
note, actually,
self-important.
let's talk about some
Jimmy's
rent-free.
level of self-importance.
Oh no, this is
ridiculous.
perfect. Let's talk about some rent-free moments that people are unaware about. Okay, so let's talk about. Let's see, Fight Island 2.0. The fact that you love video games, you love bringing your video game equipment with you.
Man, what are you doing?
And I believe there was a time in which we were just in the suite playing NBA 2K, and day after day, hour after hour, you started losing.
No, that's not
and
true.
losing.
Wow.
And losing.
You were
I
just
think
talking
you
about how
couldn't
good you
beat
were.
Zach Candido, our producer.
not true.
Couldn't beat Derek Thompson,
That's
our
not true.
graphics producer. I'm pretty sure.
You're such a liar. Get off.
Hold
the
on,
stage.
wait. Do we have anything to show with that?
Oh.
What the?
Oh,
my God.
They got footage.
Look at Zach.
Always fun.
Look at it, dog. Who recorded this shit?
This is game.
Dog.
Also, how nice of a room. Shout
Oh
out
my
to
God.
Abu
Love the
Dhabi.
W.
Dude, but this guy gets lucky. This guy gets lucky.
Sweet.
He makes a 3-pointer as time expires. Look at that.
That's not a victory. Get out of the chair.
Yo,
And
who recorded that?
Yeah, no, that was me. I record everything. And one other rent-free moment that I have to mention with the wonderful Megan O'Leary.
Oh God.
So, Fight Island 2.0, we were very fortunate that the UFC staff put together a trivia night. And what many people may not know is Megan takes it very, very seriously. She was
she
watching
hanging off
everything
of?
like a hawk as we did
When you're
trivia.
small, sometimes you just end up places.
That night
And
we
heels
lost.
look like.
Our team lost
I
by
didn't-
1
we did.
point.
To the people
1
who put
point.
it together, so I feel like we really got robbed.
Megan, that's ridiculous. Like,
Are you
what are
doing a
doing?
pull-up the whole time?
Yeah, I have a lot of upper body strength. No, I'm just perched on the ledge. And thank you so much, Jimmy, for that shout out. I also had a couple of honorable mentions. Do you guys remember, because we just talked about this, the hotel delay? Because Mikey Chiesa was napping, and we all...
What did he do?
Oh,
we
yeah.
were all waiting for like 2 hours on the bus for Chiesa. Do you guys not remember
No.
this? And then we got to the
would've
airport,
left
and they
it.
were playing Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, just dancing.
Oh my God.
Because Deidre was a part of that. And then we got to talk about the Indian food at the W.
Yeah.
Oh, I went back the other day. I actually went back to get the butter
Yeah,
chicken.
Miles is nodding over there too because that
It's
is
so
some
good. I
of the
ran
best
into
food
Miles.
ever. And
he
then
didn't even buy
shout
my
out
food.
to not having a room by the racetrack. If you know, you know, during that
Yeah.
first
Yes.
fight.
Dude, this
Island stay.
Fight Island was something. It was something different.
I don't don't think we knew how special it was
No.
when we
Nobody
were
brought
doing
up the
it. until we
48-hour
looked back.
quarantine as well.
No, the quarantine was the best. Dude, it was like being in jail.
Yeah.
Like you
in a beautiful jail.
But like with a
Yes.
beach and a pool and all you can
And
eat
when
food.
I got here,
that hummus, that rainbow hummus.
Oh my
Remember
God.
rainbow hummus?
Rainbow hummus. Where did that come
no,
from?
that was,
that
no,
W?
yeah.
The first time I got here, they knew I had started playing golf. They put me a putting green in my room.
Wow.
And they put 2 basketball hoops. So on my quarantine, I played basketball and played golf.
I had a bike trainer brought into my room.
See what I'm saying? Like,
the one time.
I had a
Not
year
even
of
kidding.
that. Jeez.
And I said to him once, I go, I would like spicy fried chicken. They go, well, we don't have that on the menu. I said, you guys said anything, anytime. Guess what showed up at my door?
No
Spicy
way.
fried chicken, bro. I swear to God, it was the
Remember,
best.
like we asked for like barbecue sauce or something, they delivered like a bucket. I
Well,
mean,
I made a
honestly-
joke
but
about
wait,
ketchup.
Wait, guys.
He made a
that's what it
joke.
And they
was,
brought me
ketchup.
a tub, like a little
made a
fake
joke
tub
It was
of
about
ketchup.
Really?
Yes.
A joke.
Abu
They're
Dhabi,
listening.
you are too good to us.
Yeah.
Wait, but I do want to bring up, since Daniel didn't believe me that he was at Taco Tuesday, let's go to the evidence. I believe, there's some footage.
Where
Who's
is
on
he?
the
Who's
left?
that to the left? He looks like he has
I
taco in
think
his
that's
mouth.
me. Wait a minute, like, when the hell is this?
Also, Mikey Chiesa back there. Sean Shelby. I caught
Sean
him
Shelby.
mid-smile. Look at Zach just looking perfect.
So
with
I
his smile.
actually
But
showed up?
Can we just? I want to give a shout out. Oh yeah, Jimmy, clean shaven.
He looked terrible too.
Taylor Price. I want to give a shout out to Taylor Price. She is
Oh, God, is that Jimmy in the
Superwoman.
back?
Wow, I was actually
What?
there.
Yeah, that's Jimmy in the
Oh, I
back.
didn't
Taylor
even
Price, we
recognize
love you. You are incredible, and we couldn't do any of this. The fighters could
unbelievable.
not
I
exist
was
without
there.
you. So thank you so much. Let's get back to weigh-ins because
We
that's
have a
actually
weigh-in.
why
How
we're
many
here.
fighters are
UFC
left?
294
Azatar?
weigh-in show.
As Itar's had a long layoff, doesn't really feel like it's going to affect him. This guy just really has to battle with consistency in the octagon. It was, 2018, then it was 2021, now finally 2023. Some sweet glasses, though.
Yeah, they weighing on with shades.
Those shades.
186, the official weight
On the
for
mark.
Abu Zaitar.
Yeah, so hopefully he can keep a little more regular schedule inside of the octagon.
Well, after Captain Morocco, there's only 2 athletes left to weigh in, so we will be waiting with bated breath for them to hit the scales. But until
Gotta
then,
be getting close to time.
it's 3 fighters on deserted island. Let's play a little game.
Okay.
Because obviously we just talked about how great Yaz Island and Abu Dhabi have been to us, but not all islands are like Yaz Island. So, Daniel, if you were on a deserted island, I want to know, who would you have on this roster right now to help you survive? Who would you bring with you?
I was bringing.
I love how you guys didn't put our answers on our sheet.
No, I was bringing 2 people. I'm bringing.
Yours doesn't have-
I'm bringing Yuri Prochazka because you've seen him like in his zone. He's so zen.
Yeah.
And then I'm bringing Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell is foraging. Bryce Mitchell is finding us food. Bryce Mitchell's killing a pig and feeding everyone on the island. So I'm bringing Bryce.
Okay, I do want to say I had to change my scripts this morning because it was 1 fighter, and then they were like, change it. So
I added 2 because I took 2.
can't
Because you gotta have Yuri because Yuri's like a master of like being okay in a tough situation. And then I'm taking Bryce Mitchell.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know a little fighter that's been really steamrolling as of late, a young Frenchman by the name of Benoit Saint-Denis, who's
That you
like
perfectly said.
insane French special force military,
Oh, yeah.
been there, done that.
Fighting at Madison
Fights like
Square Garden?
crazy, fighting at MSG against Frivola, going to be an
Frivola.
insane fight. But come on,
On Veterans
if I'm stranded somewhere,
Yeah, but he
that
doesn't-
guy's going to
but
make
does
sure
he
I'm
know how to
alive.
hunt? But does he know how to hunt?
Yeah,
gotta eat.
humans.
Does he speak English? Because you're going to sit there, you're going to
He
talk
does
to him.
speak straight English, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
And French. He could teach me French.
Oh,
bro.
you just come
Saint-Denis.
back
Okay.
with a beret.
Yeah. Just baguettes and cigarettes.
Striped shirts. All right, it's my turn. I'm going with the person that I think is the best hunter, fisherman, and carpenter.
Oh.
Megan.
Clay Guida.
No,
Oh.
no, it's not Clay Guida. It's actually Cody Stamen. I really threw you guys
Oh,
off.
wow. I thought it was
Oh.
Clay Guida.
No, I know. I really misled you all there. Cody Stamen hunts, he cooks, he fishes,
Bro.
he builds stuff. One time a tree fell down in my front yard and Joseph wasn't home and he texted him, and before I even came outside, he already sawed it down and took it away.
Dude, you guys are
I'm
crazy.
going with Cody Stamen. If you
Bryce
look at the guy's Instagram, he is like, what are those doomsday preppers? He'd be just fine. He doesn't like need to do anything. So if the world ends, I'm going over to Cody and Sydney's house because they have like the ways to survive and I don't know shit. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Bryce Mitchell. He's a hunter. He's a rapper. So if I need entertainment, you know, he's gonna rap. And if he's right about Earth being flat, like there's gonna be an exit.
He's gonna
for us,
navigate
figure it out, right?
Bryce, you'll have some weird conversations with me. You'll be fed, though.
Oh, dude,
He's gonna be
your
fed.
conspiracy theory levels would be through the roof by the time you get off that island.
By the time you get done with that island, you're gonna just hate everybody.
You'll say grace before you.
Oh yeah,
This island ain't even
that.
deserted. There's an exit.
All right, guys. Kind of on the same topic. Let's talk about 3 fighters, past or present, that you want to help keep you company on said deserted island, and why. Obviously, I'm going with my husband, Joey B, because I can't survive without him. I'm then gonna go with the island boy, Max Holloway, because he knows how to surf and like do things on a beach, and I'm in my mind, it's like a great island that we're deserted on. So Max is gonna help me, and then I'm going with Forrest Griffin. He's big and strong and funny, but also crabby, so he'll also leave us alone. You know what I mean? Like, but like not too much. So that's my list.
Go ahead,
Bilal, you're next.
I'm gonna go with Clay Guida. He's a fisherman. He's a carpenter, so I could use him.
I really misled everyone.
Jalen Turner, you know, he loves insects, right? So there's gonna be a lot of bugs around, so I know which one's poisonous, which one's not, to be safe. And then Brandon Moreno, you know, he likes Legos, so he's gonna help me build, you know, shelter, build a boat, something like that.
It's gonna take a while.
And
he's funny, right?
But okay. Yeah.
Paul, what's wrong, man? You trying to find?
I don't have my list.
It's on the same card, dude.
Oh no, I think.
No, it's not.
No, oh no, his are blank.
They screwed Paul.
You made the list, Paul. You don't know. You don't remember your list?
I don't remember. No.
Maybe.
Now you
Okay,
think about it.
I'm going with Volk. I think the dude's a stand-up guy. He's funny. We both have daughters, so we could talk about missing our children on this deserted island. Who else did I have? Oh, Derek Lewis, man. Dude cracks me up. He's a big, strong guy, too. And listen, let's be honest. If somebody dies, he's a big guy. And I can eat him.
Hey, dog.
And Benoit's going to know how to slice him up, conserve all that,
tell you something?
bury
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah. Who was the other one? And Dustin Poirier. He's
gonna
my
die.
dude. I think. And if we had to spar, throw down a little bit, he's good lightweight, it'd be fun.
All right, my 3. All right, 1, Justin Gaethje. Because I love hanging out with Justin Gaethje. He's like
You guys are like best friends.
Yeah,
it's
he's
really
like my
cute.
buddy, right? So we play golf and everything. So me and Justin would have a great time. The last 2, I'm bringing for a lot of the same reasons as you. I'm taking Rashad Evans and Rampage Jackson together. Because at some point I need entertainment. Them dudes gonna start fighting. And then at some point, they might fight to the death.
Oh.
And we gotta eat. Like somebody gotta eat.
Oh my God.
Hey, dog. An honorable mention. Like so, I'm taking Rashad and Rampage and hoping one of them kill each other so we can eat because it all goes back to food with me.
Yeah.
And then for my conversation, I want Hannah Cyphers. She's a great conversationalist.
Dude, you know damn well that's
And Jonathan Martinez. Paul, like, I want Jonathan Martinez and Hannah Cyphers for conversation. Because could you imagine when they come out of their shell on the deserted island?
No, but we've had Jonathan Martinez come out of his shell before.
Hannah, did you see that crab on the beach? I didn't.
Oh my God.
This is unfair.
Why? No, I put Hannah Cyphers on 3 lists lately.
Why are you coming at her for?
She's amazing.
He supports women. I believe we have more fighters to get to on the weigh-in scale. Is this correct? All right.
That dude right here.
Shower Bullet.
Shower Bullet.
On the scale, this guy is fun to watch. You want to talk about a dynamic striker, very fancy spinning technique, spinning back fists.
186, the official weight for Shot a Bullet.
So we talked about that at fighter meetings. I said, man, it don't matter if you're Russian, Dagestani, and I'm American.
Did he understand you when you were talking to him?
Yeah, he just knew. He knew.
Is that redhead ability
need any
to communicate.
translation.
They just put the
I just went like this.
Mike Breeden stepping on the scale. He already has the shield up. This guy's won 5 of his last 6 by knockout. But the one thing about Mike Breeden is he's a smart guy, very aware. Kind of got steamrolled the last one, right? Was aware of the dangers that was ahead of him. So I would imagine that right now he's super locked in. He's like very dedicated and committed.
He's about to be locked into missing weight.
No, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul got the inside scoop.
Yeah, I got moles
159 and a half, the official weight for Mike Breeden, 3.5 pounds over the lightweight
That's
limit.
3.5 pounds. Well, if the girl didn't want to lose 0.6, no point in saying that we're going to wait to see if he's going to try.
So just to be clear, Jubilee has accepted the fight, but Mike Breeden has not been medically cleared yet. So we do not know if this fight will continue, but credit to Jubilee. Hopefully,
that would be awful
we will have an
Jubilee.
update for you before the end of the show. And just to circle back to the weight miss we saw earlier, Dudikova, we believe that fight is on. She will be fined, but Mike Breeden has to pass weigh-in medicals as well. But Jubilee, I mean, honestly, credit to him, and Mike Breeden is been cutting. He's
Jubilee,
also been cutting.
He's got to.
I think he'll fight.
So many people here to watch him.
But that sucks.
Fight.
You know what I mean? Your debut. Yeah. You're bringing all the,
these people.
You got all of India behind
all
you,
of
and
India.
then
A new
guy
fan
misses
base.
by that
But
big
also,
a weight
you know,
miss.
take the extra money, confident in your skill
That's
sets.
true.
You
You get
did
a little extra
everything to
cash.
come here, right? Like
More motivation to beat him up.
Sure.
Yeah, that's got to
But
be.
then
I've never had anybody miss weight when I fought.
The one thing that I wish is when those guys miss by that much, they should put a rehydration clause on them. That's the only one. That's the only area that I believe in the rehydration clauses. When they miss by 3-4 pounds, if he puts on 11 or 12 pounds, now to do 17 over.
What if you start with a point subtracted in the first round?
Oh,
what if you do something like, wasn't that in an
What if you get a free kick to the balls right off the start of the fight? That's what I think it should be.
More of the
hold up.
first.
Yeah, you just
rehydration clause.
Boom! All right, now we're even.
Okay. Well, speaking of weight misses, let's stuff our faces. Okay, so I'm being told
this is stuffing our faces,
then where there are some local Abu Dhabi desserts for what is it, 10:30 in the morning, for us to eat. The challenge is going to be in 45 seconds. We have to eat as many of these as possible. Jimmy will be our judge.
How do they taste?
Are we allowed to drink?
What do they taste like? I guess that's. Can we have drinks? That's a great question. Yes,
I
we
feel like
can.
I can finish this.
But Bilal doesn't even have a drink, so I don't know.
Oh,
there he goes. Okay.
You don't have any milk?
All right, guys.
I'm scared.
Is everyone ready?
No.
I mean.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Hold
We're
on.
gonna go on 5,
Is there any
4,
bacon in this?
3, 2.
That was way harder than I thought.
Go! 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 40 seconds. DC's at 1. Megan's got 2. Bilal at 3.
Oh, the backwash.
Paul has had 2.
This is hard.
This is for the belt. Let's go. Who wants it? Bilal at 5.
No way.
Yep. Loser spinning the wheel. 15 seconds. DC's still at a half. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Call it. Bilal ate all of them.
Bro, how did you do that?
Good job, buddy.
Dude, this is my desserts. These are my people, bro.
Who's spinning, Bilal?
You know, DC, I made you spin the last one, and you were coming at me hard, right? So I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell Jimmy to spin the wheel.
Please, I thought you were going to make me spin again. I was so scared.
Jimmy, you got to spin the wheel.
I don't want to spin it. Oh, Jesus.
That was hard to do.
No, yeah.
It's not very.
I like them.
I don't have any famous friends.
Spinning.
Wait, I thought you knew Khabib.
I like this one.
Cry face.
No one gets hurt. This is too much. I can't stop chewing.
Where is it? Where's the cry face? Oh, yeah. That looks good. Excellent.
Jimmy,
Well, at least I look good with my
buddy?
cry face.
You look terrible.
Jimmy,
Oh, don't be jealous.
it's
Steve.
all right,
You
buddy.
look tan.
Thank you.
Jimmy is tan.
Tan clown.
Tan clown.
Tan
It is
and
Halloween.
Rich. Tan and rich.
Man,
Looks
I like
good.
that about tan clown.
Good job with everyone with the
I feel like
desserts.
that one was a little bit like.
All right.
feels good to be
Well,
a
guys,
double
as
champ.
we recover
And
from
Bilal's
stuffing
like,
our faces,
Good job, Bilal.
let's take a closer look at the lightweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev.
Islam is so damn dangerous. He's got a skill set that is just overwhelming and stifling.
In the UFC,
And there's the tap. Wow! Oh, huge knee.
Dagestan's Islam Makhachev
Oh, big left hand.
would redefine the meaning of dominance. an international master of sport and combat sambo,
Tap, tap. Oh, there's the tap.
ran through the division
That's gonna do it.
and captured its title emphatically.
Oh! Knocked down from Makhachev.
Oh, this is tight.
There's the tap. What a way to stamp yourself the best in the world. Makhachev submits the greatest finisher in UFC history.
After years forged by the great former champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
But tonight belongs to the man from the small Bershi village in Russia, Islam Makhachev.
Khabib retired, and now it is his turn. That is what they've been training for. That has been the plan all along.
What I've seen from Khabib Nurmagomedov is unprecedented talent.
Khabib Nurmagomedov with status as the most dominant force in the game.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, 28-0.
He's such a phenomenal once-in-a-lifetime talent.
It's like nothing we've ever seen.
He is uncommon amongst uncommon men.
Today, I want to say it was my last fight. And no way I'm gonna come here without my father.
Khabib Nurmagomedov dominant as ever in the last fight of his illustrious career. So enter Islam Makhachev.
This guy waited his time, and people understood that once Khabib cleared out, it would be Islam's to pursue.
Построились? Салам алейкум. Смотрите сюда. Сегодня, как обычно, спарринги. В начале чуть клинчи повозимся, спарринги, и в конце чуть поборемся. Понятно? В 5 часов начала заезда. Давай, Ренат. Разогрели спина, шея, пресс.
I was training with Khabib when I was young. He gave me hard time. The rounds helped me to be better because if you're training hard, fight is gonna be easy. And my coach Abdulmanap told us Khabib is gonna be champion, and when he retired, he told everybody Islam will come and take the belt.
Вторую руку отключаем. Эту голову бьем. Пошли.
Islam was one of the favorite my father's student, and he really loved him like his son. He really liked his discipline, focus, his championship mentality, everything.
This my belt for my coach Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. Many years ago, he told me, just training hard and you gonna be champion. And I wanna give this belt. Him and his father make me, I know.
I was so proud when Islam won this title. I don't even know when I was more happy, when I win my title or Islam.
Well, he's not just the champion. I mean, he's a special athlete. And Daniel, you've spent a lot of time with Khabib and Islam. What makes him the star that he is, and what makes him so special and unique inside the octagon?
He is just a special talent. You know, when Khabib came initially, it was just him. And then Islam and Islam came together after. And it was very evident that Islam Makhachev was different. And the relationship that he had with Khabib showed that they had been around each other for a very long time. But it was his work ethic, his ability to learn and listen, that you knew that it was only a matter of time. When you were watching Khabib as the best lightweight in the world, you knew that the second best lightweight in the world was in the same room. Those sparring sessions were legendary. To be able to witness those guys in a gym with a lot of stars, the gym stood still to watch those guys share the cage. You know, he's just an amazing talent. And a guy that really not only has the skills, but he also puts in the work to match it. And that's why he has the success that he has.
Yeah, and the thing I like about Islam right now, too, is especially being under that shadow of Khabib and being one of the greatest all time, he's developing his own style. He's developing who he is as a fighter, right? And kind of coming out on his own now, finally, as the champion in this division. And I think it's really refreshing to see. And he's got his own style. They share very similar traits, but he's also able to show that he's a much different kickboxer.
He's much cleaner, for sure.
Strikes very much cleaner. He's not as aggressive with the takedowns. Come from different ways for Islam, a lot more in the clinch and the trips and things like that, where Khabib would shoot from far out and close that distance fast. It's nice to see how they're similar but different in so many ways.
Yeah, and just the high-level room, right? The high-level training partners you're training with every day. He was training with Khabib from the beginning. And just yesterday, I was training with those guys, and the first guy I goes with is a silver medalist Olympic in the Olympics in wrestling. And I'm like, these are their training partners. These guys are training with every day, and the brotherhood they have. None of them have an ego. They all want to just help each other get better, grow in every single little spot. And that's why I leveled up so much, just being with those guys for 5 weeks, and even being with those guys now for a week, training with each one of those guys is so just a blessing.
Imagine Islam wrestling with the kid. I can't remember his name. But he beat Kyle Dake in the Olympic semifinals.
Yeah, that's how I was going with.
He hasn't scored a takedown probably. But imagine the entries that he has developed over the course of that time. Imagine the finishes and the knowledge he has probably picked up on having a training partner at that level. It's unbelievable.
No, it's a great point. And obviously we know that Islam has the longest active winning streak in the UFC, which also speaks volumes about who he is and what he's able to accomplish inside the octagon when we've got so many incredible talents and so many talented champions.
Especially after he got upset in the way that he did by Martins, right? He got knocked out and then he went right back to work. It didn't deter him at all. He was the young up-and-coming Russian guy that was going to be the champion, gets knocked out, goes back to work, comes back, and works his way into being a dominant champion. It did not deter him, so it speaks to the mental makeup of Islam Makhachev also.
No, and I love what Paulie said about him coming into his own. You can almost see that as you work with him and do things in a professional capacity, that he's becoming more comfortable with his own Paulie.
Habib stepped away to allow for him to by not being there last time with Volkanovski, it doesn't overshadow Islam's accomplishments. So hats off to both of those.
You're starting to see him come out of his shell, right? With his little jokes, coming out with trash talk. He's so funny when you get to know him. It's like, bro, start putting that out there more, because the fans don't see the other side of him, but if they do, they'll love him just as much.
No, absolutely. Okay, we're talking about Khabib and Islam, and they're some of the best Russian fighters that have ever faced the octagon. And, you know, they have this Dagestani style that really changed things for the sport. So I want to talk about our top 5 Russian fighters in UFC history. UFC history. We know about Fedor, okay? We understand. He's one of the greatest ever. He didn't fight in the octagon. This list is UFC. Okay. Apparently you want to start. Go ahead.
When you do that,
I can tell. I'm ready for you.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I got Pyotr Yan.
Yep.
The former bantamweight champion. I have Valentina Shevchenko. I know Kyrgyzstan, part of the former Soviet Union. I'm calling Valentina. Andrei Arlovsky, Belarus, part of the former Soviet Union. Champion of the UFC, one of the greatest, still fighting at his advanced age. At number 2, I got Islam. At number 1, I have Habib. I think Habib is not only the greatest Russian fighter of all time, I think he's the greatest fighter of all time.
All right, I was just going to say that every time Andre talks about where he's from, he says Belarus. So, you know,
still.
I don't want to make him mad, is all I'm saying. Bilal, go ahead.
My list right here, last one, I'm starting with Peter Yan. Obviously one of the best bantamweights to do it. Zabit. You guys forgot about Zabit. He's undefeated.
He's going to be a doctor, right? Doesn't he want to go to
Yeah, but he was so good when he was in the UFC.
Bilal, that's a bad answer.
Zabit?
What about Peter Yan?
I got Andrei Arlovsky, the same with you. Peter Yan's right there. Then, obviously, Islam and Habib, both at the top.
Islam.
And it may, honestly, maybe their whole family at the end of it, right? You got
Could be,
Could be. All right, I'm going to quickly do mine, and I tried to pick people who literally say Russia. So I'm going Alexei Oleinik. Love that guy. Really, I'm putting him on there because he's a G, and the crazy finishes that he has had in his older age. Love you, Alexei. Hamzat, if he can have a big victory over Kamaru, I think he deserves to be on this list. Pyotr Yan, all right, that's fair. But you know what? I don't know who else to pick, to be honest with you. Islam and Khabib, and that's where we are in my list. I didn't love this one because there were also a lot of Pride fighters that I wanted to put on the list. They were from Pride.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I went Volkov at the bottom of my list. I think he's done a lot. He accomplished a lot outside of the UFC as well. Oleinik, I have on my list as well. I mean, you get that many Ezekiel chokes in your career at heavyweight, you're a G.
57 years old. It's amazing.
Yeah, these guys kiss my ass for buzzing me.
Haters.
Pyotr Yan, for sure. Islam and Habib.
Islam and Habib are universally considered the 2 greatest Russian fighters of all time, right? Like, every
in
list
the UFC, because I know we're going to get mean tweets about this.
Well,
all right,
they
guys,
can
well,
kiss
thanks for
our,
playing.
you know what?
We appreciate it. Did you get buzzed for not cursing?
I get buzzed all the time.
All right, well, we're here in Abu Dhabi.
You know what I mean? Get buzzed. I like to get buzzed.
right, well, Yas Island is home to many record-breaking attractions, including the world's largest indoor theme park, Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi. The world's fastest roller coaster and the region's largest indoor arena, Etihad Arena. All right, well, Abu Dhabi. You can do so many things, like ride a camel, go to the zoo. Johnny Walker
I would like to ride a camel.
He loved the zoo. I don't know if you guys saw that on Embedded, but he really
like
had a heck of a time.
Though, you know what I mean?
So apparently, I'm going to put my jacket on because it's freezing cold. We're going to play a game here. I'm new to the game world of the weigh-in show. We're playing Halloween musical chairs, and I would just like to say I brought costumes for myself and Paulie, but nobody else participated except this guy. Jimmy doesn't disappoint.
Let's go.
On an airplane.
Did we get that here, or did you bring that, Jimmy?
I brought this. You kidding?
Customs.
I thought we were all wearing Halloween costumes.
Yeah, well, Paul and I had the sickest duo costume.
We're gonna, yeah.
But 2 other guys didn't participate. So, Jimmy, it is. You're going to be safe. You have extra padding. I feel like this is a huge advantage for musical chairs.
I'm good to go.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, go next to DC. All right, I am assuming you're just going to start music and then we have to sit down.
Yes, that's exactly what we do.
And remember, I am a fragile woman.
If Monster
so,
Mash
is not
no playing for Halloween musical chairs, then
I don't
know what's
like
going on.
this. But okay, I guess ready, set, go. I have no idea. Are you going to play the music? Okay, go.
Oh, we're going.
Well, do you know how to play?
I don't know how to play.
Okay, you have to sit down when the music stops. Oh, I'm so nervous.
It's so weird because then the guy's like making me sit in his lap.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. Can we get a chair? Let's take a chair.
Now we take a chair.
All right. So I'll be the stage manager now. Let's play some music, guys.
Okay.
Go. That hurt, Bilal. Your knee is like hard.
I see what you're doing, Bilal. Don't think you're feeding me.
Bye, Jimmy.
Ow! Oh, my kidney! Oh.
You can't get up.
Ow!
All right, let's go. Let me get a chair.
Oh my God! Are you okay?
God!
Go! Music!
Are you okay?
Is he actually injured?
It sounds like you might.
Ow!
Oh!
Where's Paul going?
Oh, one chair.
Yeah. Come on, Megan, please. Don't make it.
No, I see what you think you're doing. I see what you think you're doing.
I didn't even.
Oh wait,
what are you doing?
Stop? No.
No.
Wait, you're talking. Sorry. I don't know what that means.
Yes, Meg! Yes! Yes! Let's go, Meg! Let's go, Meg! Let's go, Meg!
Thank you so much.
Unfair.
Thank you so much.
Unfair.
You know, I appreciate it. We're a real team. And while everybody just basks in the glow of my victory, let's take a look at some of our old Halloween pictures. Paul, I think, is up first. Is there a monitor where we can see?
Yeah, I can't see.
Oh my God, what's your costume, a banana? What are you? Wait. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Look at that savage right there.
All right, Paul, that was a good one.
The Irish bunny instead of the Irish dragon.
Let's
I
try
think that was
again.
actually Easter, but my mom says Halloween.
Megan, I wish you guys would have told me we were doing
the
child
old Northeast costume where it's freezing cold and your costume.
Yeah, you don't even get to see the costume. I hated that.
Exactly. I don't even know what I was.
I wish you guys told me that it was like
Jimmy!
child.
Look at Jimmy Hulk Hogan.
Oh, wow, that's good.
That's a real American right there.
Yeah, first job out of college.
That's a real American.
That's your real tattoo?
Fortunately, unfortunately.
All right.
Hey, look at
we all got them, Jimmy.
Look at me. Look at me.
Is that
me?
Bob?
Yeah,
wow.
Captain America. But I really want to put Bob's Charlie Brown costume on TV. They drew on his head too.
Understandable.
They drew on his head.
I'll put it right here.
Oh, Zach.
Is that Zach?
Look at how.
Oh,
my God.
My God.
Who were you?
What are you?
What is that?
American?
That is, hey, we're having a
tennis player?
That's literally, hey, we're having a Halloween party and I have no costume, so I'm just going to become an athlete.
What was your best costume ever? Because these, like, what was the best thing? Actor Anthony Giordano.
AG looked like somebody's grandmother. AG looked like somebody's grandmother.
Are you Napoleon?
Hey, you look like somebody's grandmother. All he needed is one of those big dresses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
AG looked bad.
Oh, that's
all right,
great.
Guys, get your whiteboards out. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thanks for playing.
Happy Halloween.
I'm just saying that Paul and I had a great duo costume, and
yep.
Some people don't.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Remember when I put you on a group text and you didn't respond?
Oh, wow.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, we're going to play a little game
right, let's
called
do this.
Guess the Price.
No,
Because
this I
Abu
will not
Dhabi
do well at.
is a region known for extreme wealth. Let's
Can
just
I
put
do
it how it is.
California prices?
Fast cars, beautiful buildings, just money, 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 all around, all right? Sometimes when you get a little bit of fame and fortune and notoriety, you start to lose touch, with the everyday man. You got personal shoppers, you stop going to the store. So we wanted to test our very rich panel up here and see if they still know the prices of some basic items. All right.
All right, let's do this. Oof.
So this is the Price is Right rules. If you go over, you are out.
You're out.
The
Okay.
closest wins. So over, out, closest wins. There's only one winner for each question. So let's start with something easy. A gallon of whole milk. Average American price, average USA price for a gallon of whole milk. See how in touch you are. Oh yeah, you can put dollars and cents over, you're out. Closest. 3, 2, 1. It's $4.29.
Oh,
Daniel
wow.
Cormier, you get a point.
Yep, $3.25. It's expensive. Milk
I like
is
how he
expensive.
actually knew. He's like
I was very
$3.25. No,
close.
it's
I was very
$4.29.
DC only shops
okay.
at the
That's
organic
sad, 'cause
places.
I have a
Yeah.
young child. I should know what milk costs.
Okay,
It's expensive.
let's go to, okay. You gotta have a pizza pie. What's a large pie? Average price in the US, large pie.
Is it deep dish or we're talking about thin?
Yeah, I mean, after this, we're gonna ask Jimmy, like, what's an ounce of caviar? All right,
Yeah.
he'll probably, or like, what's the average business class seat? Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1781, Paul.
Oh my God.
1781.
Belong for $32.
That's an expensive pizza.
You are rich. Listen, you spent a lot of time in Abu Dhabi. I get it.
Chicago got
sir.
good pizza.
Deep
All right,
dish
no,
is
they don't.
expensive, though.
No, deep dish is not good. Also,
It's not.
let's do a carton of eggs. U.S. average, once again, carton of eggs. Oh my God.
I got chickens.
Yeah, apparently these aren't organic because this price, I don't believe. But 3, 2, 1. I don't know what that says.
$5.55.
Oh, $4.25.
Yep.
Dang.
Absolutely.
Honestly, the richest person, Daniel Cormier. I didn't expect you to do so well.
Come on, man. I know that.
Okay,
I'm
hold
not
on.
rich, but I'm not
Your
rich.
butler
All right.
got you, told you what the price of the eggs
What
was?
about a loaf of bread? U.S. average, loaf of bread. I don't.
3.
3, 2, 1. $2.50. Daniel Cormier.
What did you get?
I am impressed.
$2.
I got $2.75.
Can you flip it?
You were over, bud. Sorry, it was
$1.75.
$1.75, he said.
Cheap ass bread you eat. Make your stomach hurt.
What did you say?
Hey, even $1.50 bread gonna make your stomach hurt. Paul.
$1.75. You put $2.
All right, this is a tough one because, it's not just about shopping, but it's also, do you do the dishes? How much is a 28-ounce bottle of Dawn liquid soap? You know, the one that saves the little ducks.
I don't freaking know.
28-ounce bottle of Dawn. Just take a guess. Flip them over. It's $4.66.
Nice,
Paul.
Paul. Nice,
Hold up your
Paul.
board, Paul.
Paul got one.
Oh, all right.
What did you put?
All right, what about a large Starbucks coffee, which we are all fiending for right now?
Large.
Large? Grande? No.
I don't know. Am I
Is that
in
grande? Venti?
Palace Station in
Venti?
Vegas and it's
That means
$8.75?
Plenty in Italian. You learn something every day. 3, 2,
This is
1.
wrong.
It's $3.25. Also, who
Oh,
really
I
can
got-
get these?
It's just a black coffee.
$3.25, it says. All right, this is a tough one and one that makes all of our hearts hurt. A gallon of gas in California.
Oh, shit. Right now?
Yeah. Average in California. 1 gallon. 3, 2, 1. $5.55.
Well, DC should know.
I live there, bro.
There's only one from Cali.
It was $7 a couple weeks ago.
Oh, this is a good one. How much is a pound of apples on average?
Oh,
Pound?
okay.
Yeah, it's fall. You know, and it makes a cider.
I like cider.
You ever go apple picking and it's just like so expensive and you get like 3 apples?
Yeah, we go to
Yeah.
Linvilla Orchards sometimes.
Okay, if you get this, Daniel, the game's over. 3, 2, 1. Okay, y'all. You guys are getting those.
It's a what?
Just hand catered.
How much?
$1.31
For a pound of apples?
I think they're
that is
like crab apples. But anyway, last one. What is the newest iPhone Pro Max? 15 Pro Max. It's the newest iPhone. How much does that cost? 256 gigabytes. iPhone 15 Pro Max, newest iPhone, 256 gigabytes. Paul, you guys are over by
I think I'm right.
$1. It was $11.99.
Yeah, we gave it to you. Daniel Cormier.
Hey, man, hey, strap me up.
Does that mean I give this to you?
Yeah, strap me up.
Okay, spin the wheel. Someone. According to you.
Remember I made you do it last time.
Hey, guys, really quick. You know when you lose touch with money, you don't even know where the dollar sign goes in the number. Let's look at Paul Felder and where he puts his dollar sign in. Paul, like, what is that? It doesn't go in the back, son.
It doesn't?
Starts.
It doesn't.
It actually starts.
I passed math by cheating through math. So.
How about Paul Felder? Hey, Bilal, that's just crazy, right? Bilal is funny, huh? He's so funny, huh? I love it. Bilal, he funny?
Yeah.
Don't do this. Spin the wheel, man.
I let you do that last time.
Yeah, it's all funny, right, Bilal? Spin the wheel, man.
Come on.
Paul Felder should spin the wheel because of that dollar sign on the back end. Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
I mean, this is probably the most perfect punishment.
Look at our guy, Miles.
Here's Miles.
Miles is the best.
Yeah, and Miles, show that glorious mullet.
Yeah.
Oh, my
also,
goodness.
Miles is the most fun during rehearsals. Yes,
Miles' mullet is, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Look at that.
I like it.
It's glorious.
For those who don't know, Miles is a G.
best.
He has the Wi-Fi password. He has a charger for us.
everything.
He's got snacks.
All these.
He brings a fan every time I go to work.
Miles is my hero. How's the humidity treating that hair, though?
I got a perm, so it stays like that.
Oh, he has a perm.
I did in Singapore.
In Singapore, yes, I knew this. Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's
That thing is
Perms are
dripping,
back.
boy.
Perms
are back.
never left.
That thing is
Perms
dripping.
never left. Anyway, yeah. Well, Hamzat Chimaev is returning to competition after over a year away. He takes on the former champion Kamaru Usman. Here's a closer look at the man who returns to the octagon Saturday night.
The guys know what's coming for them. Push his head to the ground, smashed. That's it.
Hamzat ragdolls people and talks while he's doing it. He's the mother of mothers and why everybody's scared of him.
He's a animal. Absolute animal. Non-stop in every way. Striking, wrestling, conditioning.
A guy like this is the type of guy that you love to watch and follow. If you don't think he's the real deal, you're out of your mind.
Here he is, folks, the burgeoning UFC superstar, the Chechen Swede.
Too scary, man.
Amazing control by Hamzat. Look at this Garza attempt.
Oh, it's in there.
There's
Tap,
the tap.
that's it.
Oh!
Holy smoke!
Oh my God!
Nobody can stop me. If I die in the cage. I can take everything from you guys.
Oh, big ground strikes now from Chimaev. Oh, he got back.
He takes him down and makes him look like he has no idea what he's doing.
Oh, under the chin here.
Now he's in trouble. He's going to go to sleep.
That is it. The hype is real.
What now? Say something. This is just your
Hamzat Chimaev.
He is a wrecking ball.
Jeez Louise.
That's it. Got it.
Oh, Darcho. There's the tap.
I'm coming for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king.
Well, as you just saw, Saturday night's co-main event features one of the most aggressive fighters in the UFC. Hamzat Chimaev is a rising star, and he makes his official move up to the middleweight division on Saturday night to face the former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. And this is a place we all kind of expect him to stay. But listen, guys, he's aggressive, and it got me thinking, who else fights like him inside the octagon? Daniel Cormier, you're giving me a little side nod there.
Do that, Bilal, go. That's how you know you want to go first. You make that sound with your mouth.
I want to know. I want to hear your list because I feel like you're going to have some expertise here. Give me your top 5 most aggressive fighters in the UFC.
I mean, I think I can get you guys to agree with that. Number 5, I have Max Holloway. I think Max Holloway, watching him again, the way he went at Calvin Kattar and everyone else we have seen, one of the more aggressive guys, very strong belief in himself. Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is a guy that is so aggressive that he puts himself in danger at times, but ultimately he gets back up and he gets the job done. At number 3, I have Justin Gaethje. He is just collecting bonuses because he is so aggressive in his approach. Guys can't stay with him. I have Yair Rodriguez. He does all kinds of crazy stuff. He's so aggressive, he doesn't really monitor the risk. He puts himself in danger at times because he is so in pursuit of finishing fights. At number 1, I have Khamzat Chimaev. And I think Khamzat Chimaev in the fight with Kevin Holland, that might be the most aggressive start I've ever seen in a fight ever. And we saw guys like Cain Velasquez fight in the UFC, and I don't know if anyone went at their opponent in the way that he went at Kevin Holland in that fight in Las Vegas.
I love it. Who's going next? Below.
I'll go. I have.
Paul, just kidding.
I'll start at the bottom of the list. Benoit Saint-Denis, who's.
You love him.
I do. I do love him. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's going to be fun to watch. I think he's going to be at the top of the lightweight division for a while. Thank you, guys. I have Chimaev on this list. Michael Chandler, I think, is extremely crazy and aggressive.
You're right.
Charlie Olives, super aggressive. Justin Gaethje, and you know what? You brought up Max Holloway. I want to give a quick honorable mention to the very recently retired Korean Zombie as well.
Oh,
yes.
Love him so much.
Well, I mean, he's retired, so this
Love
is what
him so much.
the most active.
Yeah, active fighters. Yep. All right, I'm gonna go. I forget what order I put them in, so.
Yeah, I didn't really put them in.
We have some in common though, Paul. All right. So my top 5. Colby Covington, guy just never stops. Would you like that or not like that?
I like Matt Brown too, and
all right.
Colby Covington.
Justin Gaethje, like we all spoke about it. I think he's going to be on almost everyone's list. Macy Barber.
That is crazy. I don't get that one.
You don't?
She was. You saw her last fight.
Did you not?
Yeah, she.
You called it.
I mean, you. There are so.
You were for the women.
Yeah, wow.
Women, but like
woman
only
hater.
In the right situation.
But okay. Michael Chandler and Matt Brown, number 1. I'm sorry, but Matt Brown.
You did a really good one.
How do you not agree with Macy Barber on this?
No, not over some of these other people. I mean, you don't even have.
I didn't necessarily put them in order. That was just my 5
Charles Oliveira
grouping.
should be in the top 5. Like
that was your list. This is my list. Bilal, what's your list?
There you
go. Oh, you're very.
You guys forgot about number 5. I got Yuri, who's just been crazy since he's got into the UFC, just nonstop.
Yeah, you're right.
Heavyweight, Sergey Pavlovich.
Good one too.
He's nonstop finishing. Justin Gaethje's definitely on there. Then I got Hamza, and then Royval. Royval has been all fire. You guys are forgetting about the little guys.
I remember when he beat Kai Kara-France here.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I forgot about Royval.
Bro, he's just nonstop action.
But we all have him. Hamza. We all have Hamza.
All right, well, we're talking about this list because of Khamzat Chimaev, and that's a guy who's aggressive both in and out of the octagon sometimes. But Paul, you know, he was a welterweight, had some troubles on the scale. The move up to 185, how do you feel like that impacts his style, if it does at all?
I think it impacts it greatly for the positive because when you are that aggressive and you fight with that kind of style, a weight cut is only just going to diminish that, right? It's going to slow you down. It's going to have you focusing on that for weeks out from the fight. When you've got to cut a ton of weight, it doesn't start the week of the fight. For guys that are cutting big weight cuts, it's weeks before the fight. You're thinking about that. You're not training to be aggressive. Now he's eating properly. He's fueling himself the right way. He can just worry about cutting the last few pounds and then going in there and fighting the way he does.
And when you watch him, he's got a real strength-based fighting style.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of that when you're sucking all that weight off. And to imagine him at full strength going in there doing the things that we saw him do when he was depleted, crazy. He picked up Li Jingliang.
Yeah.
And he picked him up. I don't know if it's Liang or Liang.
No, it's Li Jingliang.
Liang. So he picks him up, walks him across the octagon, throws him down while talking to Dana White. He attacks Kevin Holland at 178 is what he weighed. Like he had about a 5-minute time limit.
Yeah.
Thank God it
loading
wasn't
zone only. He was parked in loading zone only.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if that fight was with Nate Diaz as it was originally planned.
It would have been ugly.
It would have been bad. So it's like this guy is unreal, and I can only imagine at 185, he's going to be just as good, if not better.
Yeah, we just saw him the other day literally pick you up during weight cut mode.
He's strong, bro.
It was upper body. It wasn't like Wei Lee picking up Francis from high crotch. It's a lot harder to pick up. And you know, you've been eating a lot, so it's like you're pretty big right now.
Yeah.
So the fact that he did that
it's that butter
in weight
chicken
cut mode,
that butter
I was like, he still has that strength. But
he picked me up fast too.
Yeah, but the only issue is he likes to bully guys, right? At 185, there's gonna be a lot of bigger guys that you can't just walk through and bully. So I want to see how he does against a guy like Usman, who never has gotten bullied before.
No, he doesn't.
Speaking of want to see, I want to see you try and pick up DC.
Let's see.
I got a bad back. So.
I got a bad
And DCA just ate 5 cookies like two minutes ago.
We all ate 5 cookies.
I can't believe you crushed them. I couldn't.
Yeah, that was, I couldn't even, yeah. But Bilal, speaking of like weight class changes, you know, Kamaru's moving up to 185. Time will tell if he's going to stay there. But, you know, he was kind of hesitant to do that before because he's really close with Israel Adesanya. Didn't want to move up and, you know, kind of step into the division where his boy is the champion. But now Sean Strickland's the champ. What do we see from Kamaru at 185? And could this be a longer move considering Israel Adesanya just came out the other day and said, listen, I'm going to have a longer layoff. I don't think I'm going to retire, but you're not going to see me for a while.
I think Kamaru has a great style for 185. There's not a lot of wrestlers at 185. A lot of those guys are strikers. Kamaru's a big dude, so he cuts a lot of weight. And he's very patient with his striking. You know, he doesn't do none of the wild stuff. He has a great fundamentals, great jab, good low kicks, doesn't do much with it. And then with his wrestling style, he doesn't shoot hard shots to the knee where he's saying, you know, he pushes you to the fence, takes you down off the fence. And I think he'll be able to do that with a lot of the guys at 185, but you're just fighting the toughest matchup at 185 for him right now in Hamzat. Anybody else, I'm like, Kamaru's walking through them at 185. You're talking about top 5 guys. I'm giving him a better chance against those guys instead of Hamzat, where it's like, all right, you're getting thrown into the deep end at 185 right away.
Especially on short notice. But here's the deal, right? The reward at the end of the rainbow is so great. Because imagine fighting Khamzat Chimaev now. If you get through him and you're promised the title fight, you can't imagine that the champ is tougher.
He already has a win over the champion.
And he has a win over the champion. But if Khamzat Chimaev is fighting Sean Strickland right now, he's favored. So you're probably fighting the most dangerous guy in the division for you. It just, since Adesanya is not now the champion, while we love the long-reigning guy, when that guy falls off or of his perch, it refreshes the entire division. And I don't think we've ever seen it as clearly as we're seeing it right now at middleweight. People are going up, people are coming down. The challengers from before are so excited, and they're all made anew because the champ has changed.
Yeah, and what I like talking to Kamaru too about this fight is how excited he is to just have like a dust-up and to go in there and have a really strong. What's going on?
He's too weak to pick up Daniel Cormier. No, dude, he can pick me up. This guy's massive.
People are sleeping on his strength.
Paul.
Yeah.
Explain to people how big Bilal Muhammad is. Like, people think that Bilal Muhammad's not a big guy. He's so dense. He's so thick.
He's like 250 pounds right now. He just doesn't show it. But you saw the way he put those cookies down. You got to be 250 to be putting cookies down like that. He just wears it different than you, Daniel. You're probably very similar weight.
I'm wearing black.
Yeah, and you're wearing slimming colors. Like Daniel's got the grayish pants on. If he had black pants on, he might look a little slimmer today.
My mom used to always tell me.
You all right? Still working through those cookies?
Hercules, those cookies are a little dry.
They're a little dry. You need a tea with that. I think
that's a good one. We could add some tea.
You guys gonna keep challenging me?
No. Yeah, pick him up and throw him down.
Hell no.
We have to.
Let's go.
No.
Oh.
Are you okay?
I might have. You better leave me alone. You better get away from me. You better get away from me. You want this? You want this?
Yeah.
I might have.
They're challenging my gangster.
Can he take the belt if he picks you up?
I'm tired of being picked up. It's so crazy. I went my entire career with nobody picking me up. Now everybody wants to pick me up. Like, what am I?
What happens
You're
when you
everybody's
get old,
friend.
man?
That's like what you do.
Nah, forget that. I'm
No?
done being
Okay.
picked up.
Okay, we've got a water for you. Oh, I think we have a new lower third for you.
Hey, I didn't want to say it because I didn't know if I could.
COVID.
I didn't know, hey bro, I didn't know if I could say it, but I was mouthing to Bilal, keep coming close to me. I got COVID.
Don't we all?
The second part is really just a career.
Yeah. Well, I've tried multiple times this morning. Look, Megan, stop.
Like,
Stop.
We're going off the rails.
How am I here?
bad.
All right,
It's bad.
let's turn the page here.
Yeah.
All right, the UFC Adrenaline by Venom collection features hardworking performance fabrics and thoughtful detailing to keep pace with competing UFC athletes during fight week and through fight night. The collection is available now on UFCstore.com. We needed that hard pivot. We have a shot of Daniel Cormier. He apparently has to go to the bathroom.
Oh
my God.
Y'all are so
What
stupid.
is my life?
Hey, Megan, like.
You know, they're like, host this show. I'm like, okay, it sounds fun.
It'll be good
And
for
then,
your
like,
career, they said.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you're pigeonholed now.
We won't use poop
Only do the
emojis.
joke.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the
Never
deal.
Works again, yeah.
What are we doing next, Megan?
We're going to do our memorable short notice fights.
Well, when I'm telling you, like, see how they have so
Your
much
eyes
time
look
to do
very
stuff like
flattering.
that? I
Yeah.
want some B-roll when I make my picks.
All right.
Let's see if they're doing their job. They can do emojis. Let's see if they can give me some B-roll on my picks.
All right, we're going to let you start. Just a preamble to this. Just about 10 days ago, this card was kind of in shambles. Charles Oliveira had to pull out due to a cut. And Paulo Costa had that crazy elbow surgery and infection that looked disgusting. So I'm glad he was able to get that taken care of. Volkanovski and Usman obviously stepped in. They're trying to pull off the upsets here. Some of the best moments in UFC history have come from situations that are similar to this, whether it's in title fights or main events with people just stepping up and stepping in. Daniel Cormier, you've been a part of many of them by calling the action. I'm curious, what's your top three?
You know what's crazy? It's like you can call the action, but what's better than being the action?
Oh.
You remember when I fought Anthony Johnson for my first championship? 4 weeks. They go, hey.
Was that in Buffalo?
No, when I came to Vegas, 3.5
187.
weeks, they go, hey, dude, you're not fighting Ryan Bader now in 6 weeks. You're going to fight for the belt in 3 weeks. I said, okay. Next thing you know, I'm holding up the goal. Number
right.
2, Michael Bisping and my boy Luke Rockhold. Michael Bisping's on the set of a movie. Where's my B-roll? Are you guys too busy doing emojis that you're not making B-roll?
Yeah.
No, don't try to explain now. Do some B-roll and not do the damn emojis.
Wow, producer Daniel.
Yeah, Luke Rockhold, Bisping knocking him out. And honestly, for my friend, I was happy for Mike. And at number 1, there will never be a bigger or greater moment than when Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor on short notice. Because that thing came together fast. It was big immediately, and then Nate won. You got to remember what Conor was thought of at that time, and look at what it did for Nate Diaz in his career. Oh, y'all want to make emojis? Now, where's my damn B-roll?
All right, Bilal, give us your list. Very good. Also, Daniel, loved it. Great list.
That was
a great list, right?
That was
Yeah.
a pretty good list. And the way you use so much emotion.
Eloquently put it.
I'm going to use John Jones against Shogun. People
That was
forget
good.
that was
Yep,
a
that was
short
good.
notice.
Oh, my God.
Where the world got introduced to
Yes.
champion John Jones.
In the Dirty Jers.
And he never
No, you
looked
just
back
want-
since then.
Well, that was the day that John Jones first stopped the robbery. He stopped that robbery.
Yes, he did.
He walked that old lady across the street. And then he won a championship all in one day.
It's literally my list. I don't know what, why are you talking for right now? You want to explain it? There's no B-roll right now. so-
Daniel's hurt face. Oh.
But I appreciate that, though. Can we get an emoji on the cry face?
No, he has the cry face. He doesn't need it on.
And then Rockhold Bisping was one of the best short notice fights. And everybody, Conor McGregor against Nate Diaz, I don't think it gets any better than that. I think that should be on everybody's list.
That wasn't a title fight.
Yeah. It was it could be
It was
main
a main
event
event.
or title fight. It was
Main
on
event
your
or
list.
It was literally on your list.
Why are you mad? It was on your list.
I look like Michael Jordan. Remember Michael Jordan was at that Hall of Fame speech?
All right, is Paul going next or am I? Paul.
You guys remember when TJ fought Soto?
Damn it, that's on my list.
A day.
That was insane, and he
Get outta
was
here.
competitive for most of that fight. That was, and then Bisping Rockhold. I mean, I was there that day. I was in attendance for that one, and it was pretty epic. And Diaz McGregor, I'm in agreement.
Did you jump out of your seat when Bisping won?
Dude, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
He
I was a guest
such
fighter
massive
there, and I
underdog.
lost my mind. And I didn't know Michael then.
Yeah.
I didn't have any stake in the game. I didn't care which guy won, but you can't help but root a little bit for that story when
Especially
that was
with
going
the way
down.
Luke was acting. Is being a guest fighter in Los Angeles fun?
Well, I was filming for that. Wasn't that when we filmed? Sorry,
Always
It's Always
Sunny,
Sunny. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, I was being like a
you were on a
TV
TV
star as well.
I still get
you know.
residual checks for like $4 for that.
Bro,
so thank you
isn't
so
that
much.
funny? I get
It's the
like
best.
it'll be like $1.75 because they replayed
I love
Wolf
it.
Cola.
I love it. Wolf Cola, yeah, made with protein. All right, my top 3: Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman, the first pay-per-view main event here on Fight Island. Came together.
Had fun at that? That was a terrible fight. Kamaru just stepped on his foot the whole time.
Okay,
It was just
but
legendary
It was
moment, though.
legendary that they were doing it on
Fight
days'
Island?
notice. Oh wow, hater! I'm gonna tell Kamaru that you said that.
I mean,
Okay, you know what? you're gonna get my New Jersey side soon. Joe Soto versus T.J. Dillashaw. That was wild. It was supposed to be Henan Barao. Henan hit his head on the bathtub.
Yep.
wow, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he just
Flip.
wasn't going to make weight.
Sure.
Right.
Either or. Oh, the production truck also caught on fire that day in Sacramento,
really?
California. And then number 1, like everybody else had it on their list, Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. I just knew you were going to talk about
I don't know if you guys know that I was in
waffles,
a
so I
short
tried to
notice
make it
fight one time too. It was a main
were?
event. Took
Were
about
you?
5 days notice to cut like 27 pounds.
Oh,
What,
yeah,
what was
you
that?
fought
Give us,
against,
here's your microphone. Tell us.
It's just, you know, no
What
big
was-
deal. You know, everyone else gets to talk here, and
You had
Somebody
the
put me on my
ability to
list.
put it on your list.
I'm
Why
not
did
gonna
you
put
put
myself on my
yourself
own list.
Hey, why I
You
do
had-
it every
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anyway,
I mean, I
all
do
right,
go to Brandon through
let's
his
take a
notice.
look at the results.
no big deal.
From the weigh-ins, the prelims portion of this card. We actually had a couple of weight misses, so let's take a look. Do we have graphics or anything? Or we're just kidding. We're just kidding. I can't really see, but Dudakova was over.
About 0.6 pounds.
Yeah, I can't see anything. By 0.6, she stopped cutting. So all of the fights that we know of thus far should be a go, but Mike Breeden did miss pretty bad on the
3.5
scales.
pounds.
And let's take a look at our main card. Consummate professionals there. Everybody made weight. All those fights are on. We cannot wait for the UFC 294 fight card, which kicks off here in Abu Dhabi at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPNplus.com/PPV, the only place you can
Is that ramen
watch
noodles?
pay-per-view.
Ew.
All right, well, as we head into our next game, just a reminder, we're in Abu Dhabi, and the United Arab Emirates
That's
is
like
composed of 7
Yeah,
Emirates. Abu Dhabi is the largest with tons of ocean waters. Abu Dhabi has
Wait, I'm gonna eat
450
it?
plus miles of mainland coastline and nearly 200 islands dotting the waters in the Arabian Gulf. And during Fight Island, we spend a lot of time on those beaches. You know, I don't know what's going on. So Jimmy's here because Zach was explaining all the rules to me this morning,
A lot.
and I didn't listen / didn't understand.
It was
So
a lot.
James, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. First off, before I get into any of the rules, the double champ, Daniel Cormier, you get to pick the teams for this Halloween relay race.
Are you part of it?
I like, you know what I like? I like uncomfortable playground situations where like one kid's land last and they're like, don't make me last. I want to create that as an environment.
You want to create that? Everyone's uncomfortable and sad.
So,
Good.
4 of us here.
Thank you, Jen.
I want to pick, there is no alcohol. I'm going to take Bilal Muhammad. I know, I have inside knowledge
to
of
be
Paul
clear-
Felder being injured.
Awesome.
Just to be clear, also Daniel did tell me he was going to pick me on his team.
Yeah, but then you
before
had
we
a few,
went
but
live.
Megan, you had a few of like rules in place that may not make me successful.
Oh,
Perfect. So this is what
What's
we're going to
happening?
do, everybody.
do I need
The
this?
first thing we're going to do is take a look at this bin of candy corn. And I need each team to guess how many candy corns are in here. The closest team is going to get a 10-second head start for the Halloween relay race.
All right. Can we go over? Can it be close?
You can go over.
275.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
They're actually counting them.
Go back.
Okay.
All right, so you guys, everyone have a written down?
Yeah, we did.
I don't feel confident in this.
We
So,
gave Bilal
On the
answer.
count of 3, let's turn it around. 3, 2, 1. 325, 275. The answer is 496.
Let's go.
TC's team. team wins.
400?
I was going to say 500.
I don't buy
This
it.
is what we're going to do.
Me neither.
I'm going to have Megan and Paul over here, DC and Bilal over here. The first part of this relay race is one of you is going to, Miles, where are you, by the way?
I'm gonna do this one.
We have Miles on the other side. I'll be judging here. There are 8 eyeballs in each one of these beautiful blood pasta dishes. You have to get the eyeballs out, put them in here. The moment that happens, I will clear them. Miles will clear it on the other side. Then, in the next game, Paul versus Bilal, you have to put the plastic spoon in your mouth, scoop out the candy corn with no hands, and put it into the other cup. So you got to basically do this, right?
I'm over here then, yeah?
Yeah.
All these in
Wait.
here.
Okay. So wait. Where?
It'll be.
Oh, that's
Give 'em a
hers.
different spoon.
That's hers.
Okay.
There's 8.
Then,
There's
DC
8?
and Megan, as soon as they finish, you're coming over here, guys.
All right. You know, I don't know what.
Halloween theme, we have the brooms. Little pumpkin on the ground.
Okay.
You are going to broom the pumpkin around the cone down there and all the way back.
What?
Once you're completed, your teammate is going to come and do it as well. Relay. Then, after that, since the NBA is starting next week, we have these awesome basketballs. Whoever went first is going to go down, dribbling, all the way back. Teammate does the same thing again. And then we are going to finish the relay race with these awesome Halloween pumpkin jars right here. There are 4 pumpkins. Only one person can shoot. You're going to go behind this line, and you need to, almost like beer pong, get it on in. The first team to get all 4 pumpkins in wins the whole match. Miles and I will be acting as bathboard and get it back down to you. Any questions? Anything like that?
No.
Wow.
What did you just do to my spoon?
Oh, damn it. Okay.
So this is how we're going to start it. DC's team is going to start 10 seconds early.
Come on, DC. Let's go, baby.
How many are there?
My spoon.
8.
Let me know when you guys
5?
have the clock.
Come on, champ.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Jimmy, how many things are in this bowl that we
There are
can
8.
get? Okay, thank you.
There are 8. On my whistle, the first team is going to start.
I'm offended. I'm offended. You said we were going to be on a team together, and now we're not.
All right, guys, ready? On my whistle, you start. Second, you will go, okay?
All right.
On the 3, 2.
Oh, beautiful. Come on, hurry up, DC.
10 seconds.
Bro, you're being too soft at that.
Yeah.
There we go. We're in trouble. Come on, Megan, you got this.
Oh, I'm going to get red dye all over myself.
Go over there.
No, you're good.
6, 7.
Okay.
Go.
Go over there.
That's yours.
My bracelet.
One at a time?
No.
Well, it's getting the hang of it.
Cheating. My ring. There we go. Oh, I just ruined this nice ring.
He cracked my spoon, didn't he?
Bilal's clear. Go. DC, go.
Dude, watch out.
Go over there. You're brooming next.
Paul, just cheat.
There you go.
Paul's injured. This isn't fair.
Oh, no.
What the heck?
Make it go.
Go, bully, go, bully.
I take her broom?
Oh, no. I kicked it myself.
Go, bully, go, bully, go, bully.
And my pants are falling down.
Guys,
This is
behind you.
not
Turn,
good.
bully, turn, bully.
Not good.
Sweep it. Just sweep it forward.
Turn, bully, turn, bully.
I'm trying.
Megan,
Get over the line. Get over the line.
Through the line, bully, through the line.
Go. Does that count?
Paul, go.
I really let us down.
Good dribble, DC.
Like magic. Oh, shit, bro.
Oh, my God. I knew you were trash at basketball.
Keep going.
Come on, Meg.
There you go, Meg. Go.
Oh, God. I'm just running. This is so many walks.
Oh!
That's cheating.
Go.
Go, Paul.
Oh.
Yeah, get ready.
All right, here we go.
Come on, DC.
Go, Megan.
All right, we got the shooters.
God.
Come on, DC.
Paul, you need to do this.
I'm right here.
Come on. No, it's only one person.
I don't play beer pong. Here.
Oh, my.
Paul, you go.
Come on, DC.
Paul and Megan are the black and white pumpkins. Oh, DC's got one.
Get on my foot.
Here.
How many we need?
4.
Oh, come on, DC.
Oh, we're shooting.
Come on. Nice.
2. DC's got 2.
Come on. Oh my God, airball.
3. No, it's 3. We have 3.
No,
I got one in.
DC.
I don't have any pumpkins. Pumpkins.
Hurry.
That's not ours. Yeah!
They won.
Bro, you wanted to dribble.
Wait.
Paulie is injured. Let me just
Good job.
I had to.
we were down 10 seconds.
You literally
Yeah,
cost us
we
the
came
game.
back.
Injured today.
Massive deficit.
What did I do?
Some injuries going on here on Fight Island, but champ status. Champ status.
This is trash.
Listen,
Daniel
you know what
really
we call
wants to show
that?
off.
Defense wins championships. Defense wins championships.
Hey, wait.
Showboating.
Go Birds. Go
I
Phils.
didn't know that Paul hit my ball with the broom. Then Paul hit my ball when I went here. He hit it over there.
You know?
Strategic.
That's cheating.
Bro, you're literally doing this.
Strategery is
Yeah, I know. I was
Strategery.
getting, I was getting, like, I had to get flossy,
You know?
Oh, it feels
still, I
good to
still
be a
was-
gangster.
All right, guys.
We had it.
This was fun. Thank you all so much for letting me be a part of this. Hope you enjoyed it home. It was a very fun morning here in Abu Dhabi. We will see you for the ceremonial weigh-ins right here later today. UFC 294 is this Saturday. You don't want to miss it on ESPN+.
right.
Thanks, guys. Oh. Oh.
Jimmy
Wait
with
a
the
minute.
coffee.
Daniel with his phone.
Paul was
Paul
cheating.
throwing
He was
garbage.
practicing for the earlier pumpkins.
Bilal, you
Get a
look.
little lotion.
You're ashy.
Thanks for letting me be a part of it, guys.
Megan, thank
This
you.
was fun. Yeah, thanks.
Samurai.
I don't know what.
Felder.
Oh, you're just pointing at me.
Where'd you get more lotion?
Yeah, where
I had a
was
little
that?
lotion. I know it's nice.
Miles, of course. Miles with the hookup.
That's
Oh.
Megan.
Phone
Like,
again.
Shocking.
that's Megan like asking for some instructions. She's like, "Yo, can I know what we're doing today?" At some point.
The cookies was tough, man.
Yeah. This is really
It's fun.
one heck of a show, huh?
It's a great show.
To think we make $1 million.
What about when I got
one,
set?
too.
Yeah.
Lucky number 7.
Everybody is so
That
rich. I did like that
my
for you,
favorite
Daniel.
part.
You
Look
know
at
what?
the dance. Look at the dance.
Mummers Parade.
Shevchenko.
Shevchenko.
That's right, Victoria.
I got a little arrogant, bully.
I might
You
be
literally
new,
cost us the game. You
but I'm a
blew it.
winner.
Sad.
See you tomorrow, guys.